That's right, folks. It's Morbin time. Oh my God. It's Jeremy Morbin. What? No, Jeremy Morbin. That's not a thing, dude. Dude, if I tried to describe to you, he just said, who's Jeremy Morbin? You got to get closer up to the microphone. And also don't show anything on your phone.
Yeah,
it's not showing from that angle, but you're good.
You mean like, no, I'm not going to be able to figure it out. You mean like when Alex Jones put up the porn?
What? Yeah.
Like when he put up the transport
on his
phone? And
they love that, though. They're all chasers. Like, they are all incredibly, deeply transphobic, but also, like, chasers at the same time. You couldn't catch that because I hadn't turned on the microphone, but he literally said, what did you say? Who's Jeffrey Morbin? I got to look that up.
Totally. That's exactly what I said.
And he started Googling it on his phone.
Who was this Jeffrey Morbin they speak of?
Yeah, I don't know how I would ever describe this to you. I don't know how I'd be able to describe any of that to you. It's a box office failure starring Jared Leto where he's a vampire and it sucks. Yeah, and it sucks, but like the internet decided it sucks, but like we're going to act like it's good and we're just going to meme about it. They basically started saying things that do not exist in the movie. Like, it's crazy when Jared Leto comes out and says, it's Morbin time. They just started making stuff up. It's a collection of individuals that have not watched the movie, but are now basically just like acting like they did watch the movie.
What's worse is when I start making up like boomer stuff, pretending to make up stuff that's cool about Morbius.
Yeah, well, that's when
be like the 8th layer of hell.
No, that's when it. No. That's the death of a meme. It starts off oftentimes in like marginalized communities. Like a lot of terminology start off in like marginalized communities, like Black, trans communities, queer communities, right? And then and then it reaches like the internet, and then it reaches like white Zoomers, and then it reaches white older ladies, and then once
it reaches me,
I consider you to be in the category of. I consider you to be in the category basically of like the weather lady. Yeah. Like once the weather lady is dabbing, like it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the meme cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
where memes go to die.
You are the meme cul-de-sac. Yes. Thanks everyone who's bought Dr. Morbius home on a house call. Get the number one movie on the Apple TV app now. Wait, it's the number one movie on the Apple TV app?
Or is that made up? I can't tell.
I mean, it's like, what? The Apple TV app? The Apple TV app, like, literally doesn't have any good movies ever. It's straight up. It's like saying conservative rappers do this, where like no one buys stuff on Apple Music, right? Not Apple Music, sorry, iTunes. Like no one buys iTunes anymore. Like you're not downloading an MP3 anymore, right? You're not buying and downloading an MP3. So like conservative rappers will come out and be like, we're number one on iTunes. It's like that's not a chart that anyone cares about.
Yeah, totally.
Severance was really good though. Have you seen Severance?
Where's that?
Damn. Severance is an Apple TV show that is really good. It's like very anti-capitalist.
No, I tried. I only watched 2 things on Apple TV. Classic Ted Lasso. So that's very standard. And then I tried watching that Will Ferrell thing where he goes to the Last Shrink or something like that with Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell, but it's like really dark.
I have no idea where. I don't watch any of that stuff, but bro, Little Bear, learn how to send a link, okay? Learn how to send a link. What is this? Blast off meme about Cenk. Learn how to send a link. I literally copied it and I pasted it and it still wouldn't work, okay? Learn how to send a link and then come back to me. How are you failing the fundamental the fundamental goal of the chatter? This is not Morb-like behavior, okay? No, I'm gonna use this when I do the V Rising. I already have this downloaded on my phone. I'm gonna use this when I do the V Rising stream.
Let's use as Jeffrey Morbin.
Is this it? Milo dancing? Morbius 2022? Is this really? You guys really want us to look at the Morbin memes right now? I'm going to blast off in a second, but don't be mean to Little Bear. Let's see. Okay. All right, little bear. Let's see what you got. All right, you did it. You did it. Oh, the meme is just this. I made you breakfast and it's your face. You know your face is still very much used on the stream.
Well, I think that makes sense. I'm beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, they use it all the time. And also, if you know anything about Cenk, he did not make breakfast. I don't even know if he knows. Do you know how to make breakfast?
No, I'm now the breakfast specialist.
Wow.
I used to not be able to make anything. Like I was a cereal specialist, but I started branching out from cereal, and now I make the kids breakfast all the time. You need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I'm your guy. You need to have syrup poured in? I'm your guy. They don't eat eggs, but I make eggs for myself. I make eggs for your mom. I'm Joy's helper. It's true. I'm her sous chef, and my 9-year-old daughter is the main chef. So.
Okay. I mean, you're the guy who knows all the sweet breakfast spots. So actually, that's not even true. Your sweet breakfast spots are like a little bit outdated. I feel like you've been going to the same spots for like the last 20 years. So at this point, it's like there's new places like you can go to.
I'm also a breakfast spot cul-de-sac.
Yeah. You're just jealous of my Morbius self-steering mug that's also self-heating. Don't be a sore loser just because you didn't watch it. Okay, dude, hold on. Hold off with the Morb memes, okay? It's Uncle Magic time. Cenk Uygur is here.
I'm looking at all my the memes of my faces, or my face largely. And I'm pretty. And I really don't blame you guys.
Okay,
I get it.
Okay, dude,
I get it, man. I get it.
And so much more.
And with this stubble, are people saying that this is my Clooney face? I guess.
Do you have stubble right now?
Yeah.
That's barely stubble, dude. Come on.
It's Clooney stubble.
The one thing you do have on me is your hairline is immaculate in comparison to mine. Like I like my hairline is like receded, you know what I mean, over the course of the past couple of years. I have white hairs coming out too. How does that make you feel as like
So first of all, the white hairs in the beginning not only didn't affect me at all, I kind of liked them because they were like 5%. And at 5%, it's cool. 10%, you're still cool. I've gotten to a point where I'm like at 40% at least. And so
what do you do? Because you have hair. Like you have hair. Most people your age don't.
So the
are you gonna
straw
dye
that
it?
broke the camel's back was at Supercuts when the lady's like, so here are your dyeing options. Like it's also means death-wise,
true proletarian actually still goes to Supercuts. That's not a joke. Straight up. I've been trying to get him to like find a hairstylist for the longest time. Like I'm like, dude, this is your job. Like, you're in front of the camera. Like probably for the past 10 years, I've been trying to get him to get to like figure out what works. He's like, nah, he just still goes to Supercuts. And he gets like the most dog water cuts. Like he will straight up go in front of the camera with a haircut that is just unacceptable. Okay. Business owner and doing this. Okay. But not only what
Hazen's
is this?
mom
This is created a lot of discourse. What?
That's your mom feeding you.
Yeah. What discourse? Many people in the comments showing they get no affection from their mother. So that's actually a great tweet. We'll take a look at that. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this. It's Uncle Magic time. Cenk Uygur here. We're talking about HDH Productions ban, gun regulation, and gun regulation, police incompetence, and more. Get in now. Okay.
So somebody on Twitter just said, afiyet olsun abiler, sucuklu yumurtaya atlatmayın. Don't worry, I actually make sucuklu yumurta now.
Bro, what are you doing? Are you reading your Bro, he's doing the comment. He's reading chat, but he's not actually reading chat. He's reading his like Twitter feed right now.
Is that wrong?
He's giving a shout out to his Twitter feed. This is not the Young Turks show, okay?
I didn't know I was breaking
We don't
etiquette.
read tweets on the show.
No, we don't. God,
no,
F
unless
tweets.
they're sent in the chat. Okay, here, blast off, boys. Here you go. Here's the blast off tweet. No different than you, bro. Yeah, I mean, I got it from somewhere. You know what I mean? Yes, we are very similar in a lot of ways. Okay.
teach me, teach me the young people's etiquette. You know, I don't understand like a quarter of what you say these days. Like a quarter of the words that you use.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like you use
like when I say it's Morbin time, like
no idea, of course, in the beginning. I do now, kind of, right? You explained it. You also used another word there that I was like,
what is it?
I don't remember. It's
All
okay.
right.
You'll do it again.
Okay. What?
You'll use random words that you're familiar with and that are not in the English language.
That's so weird because, like, yeah, honestly, I don't even know. Not even 30 minutes into the stream and you're already catching strays on Twitter from Hasanabi Productions? What the frick is this guy saying? Last time Hasan brought his uncle on stream, this happened? Oh, dude, come on, dude. What are you doing, dude? Why? Why are you... Jesus Christ, dude. Here, this is what happened last time you were here. And we had the commie flag back there, too. But I'm now and no other... This was when I was a real proletarian, you know what I mean? In my $7 gorillion mansion, when I had nothing behind me and I had just the USSR flag, bare bones, you know what I mean?
That wasn't that
anyway,
long
this
ago.
is like years ago.
Oh, look, what the heck?
Oh, I don't even know if I should show. I feel like there's just too much there.
There was that made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's too much going on there.
I'm trying to avert my eye.
Yeah, that was too much. That was too much Uncle Magic. Yeah. Dog water? Is that what you were saying that you don't know what it is? I'm just using that as a substitute for dog doo-doo. Because
I get that.
There's children present.
Don't worry about it. Believe me, you'll use foreign words again.
Yeah. Allah. Can I get a link to the original video? No, Cheer Girl OX. You cannot. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know. It's over. It's all over the internet. It's Morb Twit Selfie Day? No, I'm not going to be participating in that. Did you see the Lib podcasters take on 10K debt relief? Industrious, incredible. Didn't like Twitch streamers do this too, by the way? I mean, it's just like ridiculous, but thread. If Biden forgives 10K in student debt and you've decided you won't vote for Democrats because you want 50K, I have a favor to ask, and I'm being 100% serious. Call up a parent of a slaughtered student. Bro, why do...
Wait, what does that have to do with it?
I don't even know what is going on right now. Like, I don't know how they... Why is it the second tweet on the thread with 50K retweets is like, call up the parent of a slaughtered student. Yeah, dude. Let's have all the white wine moms that watch the Mueller She Wrote podcast to call up the parent of a slaughtered student or a loved one at Rob or in Buffalo or a family member of someone in Sandy Hook or Colorado and tell them you've decided to help elect Republicans who will keep allowing mass murders because you didn't get enough debt relief. This is so awesome. This is so awesome because it's like, it's like, yeah, hey, I know you were traumatized, but like my favorite liberal podcast told me to give you a call to be like, I'm no longer voting for the Democratic Party. What do they think the person is going to say in that hypothetical scenario? Besides
which, let's keep it real, okay? So you say, oh, okay, vote against Republicans. Of course, right? They always think that they're saying something we hadn't thought of. Do you know how reprehensible Republicans are? Oh, no, until you had done that tweet, I didn't know, okay? But then they're like, that's why you have to vote for Democrats.
I'm a Republican, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so look, yeah, at the end, we're forced at like gunpoint to vote for Democrats. But like, she's excited about it. Excited about what? Biden just like...
Also, wait, hold on.
The White House said they're not putting anybody on the Sunday shows because the White House is not going to propose any solutions. They want Congress to act. Well, Congress isn't going to act. They know that. Yeah, they're all cowards.
Yeah, I mean, they immediately went with like, we got no options here. We can't do anything. Okay, we can't do anything.
Losers, total utter
Cenk
losers.
Klippenstein, by the way, immediately on it. Hey, quick question: how do you respond to the fact that you took a loan of $52,000 from the government via the PPP and had it forgiven, yet want to deny forgiveness for others? Oh my lord, dude. That's so awesome. Oh my God, ProPublica back at it again, dude. Search every company approved for federal loans.
Yeah, by the way, it's, same thing with the Fox News host. Jeanine Pirro still owes $600,000 for a campaign she ran like 15 years ago. won't pay it back, and she's yelling at students, just pay your loans.
Yeah, I mean,
What's more interesting, though, is that Fox News and MSNBC agree.
She also had $73K in college debt canceled. How? I don't understand it. I don't understand how they have a leg to stand. I mean, they don't have a leg to stand on. I mean, this is just like, I know what this is. I think this is pundit brain, okay? And like, obviously we have pundit brain. We have pundit brain as well to a certain degree. Like, we've been doing this for a while. You've been doing this for even longer than I have, right? But like, something happens when you're a liberal pundit or a Republican pundit, like a mainstream adjacent pundit, even if you're not on mainstream platforms, okay? Something happens where you just lose your mind, I feel like. You just don't think about the circumstances whatsoever of the people that are desperately in need of student loan debt relief, even if you yourself have actually taken advantage of said situation. So you should be the number one person, the number one advocate for it. Like, I yell at people every day that say stuff like, well, I paid my student loan debt. Like, I think it's crazy that the government's going to pay off other people for their financial incompetence. I'm like, dude, this has never happened in the history of mankind. Like, people don't go, actually, I was able to beat cancer before this new like cancer eviscerating drug came out. So everyone needs to do chemotherapy instead. Like, that's not a thing. You know what I mean? It's not a thing. You can't do that.
Yeah, I have a slightly different theory. Like, it's the same thing, but it's framed differently. I think that that mainstream media has created an alternate universe, like an alternate reality, just like right-wing media has. Every media creates its own reality, right? So it's not that it reflects it, it creates it. So like right-wing media created this reality where Trump won, COVID doesn't exist, vaccines don't work, and when we all laugh and we go, ha ha, ivermectin's for tapeworms, it's not for COVID, we get that they live in a different reality. But if you ask normies, they don't realize they're manipulated, they're brainwashed, they live in an alternate reality.
You saying normies already?
Right?
Picking up the vernacular, dude.
I'm right on it.
Look, this person says she's not saying just pay your loans. She's saying to not vote for Dems, to not vote for Dems because you only got 10K is shallow, and it is. Yeah, you're right, dude. Because the Democratic Party is doing such incredible work with respect to like dealing with gun violence in this country. So very cool of you to say that. What reality do these people live on? I mean, this is a question I ask regularly on my broadcast. I'm like, listen, I have people that work within the Democratic Party's infrastructure in my community. Okay, I constantly go back and forth with them, but they're paid. They're paid DNC operatives. Where are your pay stubs? Where? Show me the freaking pay stubs. Show me the pay stubs. Like, how are you going to sit here and defend the Democratic Party for free, dude? How?
Yeah,
anyway,
it like $10,000. So if you said to me, okay, the only issue is student debt relief, and he did 10,000 instead of 50,000, and of course Trump and the Republicans would do zero. Okay, we're having a conversation, and maybe you go to the general election and you go, oh god damn it, I didn't get the guy in the primary. I was going to do 50,000 student debt, but I'll go for 10,000 instead of nothing. But is that really the only issue? That's not the only issue. You know the Democrats do nothing. Everybody knows it. Now even the libs know it, the normies know it, the MSNBC people know it, my friends who are super establishment know it. They all know it. Democrats don't do anything. If you're the last one at the party who thinks that the Democrats are fighting for you, it is a super lonely party. I mean, we're talking about how I'm a meme cul-de-sac. That's like a ideology cul-de-sac. That's like a
you guys are being so
life.
childish on this. Yeah, no, you're right. I think like the smart adults in the room mentality in the circumstance is to just keep voting for the Democratic Party and never like try to threaten them with like our inaction. Never try to threaten them that like we're not going to vote for you if you don't do anything for us. You know what I mean?
Just agreeing with the Democrats is the world's worst political strategy. They're paid to do nothing by their donors, and when you don't push them at a grassroots level, they're like, "Oh, great, that's working." The only people we have to appease are our donors.
No, that person has peasant brain. Okay, like that person literally has serf brain, like just so brain broken. He's like, "My lord, I know I messed up with the grain crops this year, but it will be all right. If you cut my hand, I will understand, my lord." That's what you're doing. You're literally like, I don't expect you to do anything. I just want you to win because everyone keeps telling me over and over again that the other side is much worse, and they are much worse. So that is the only agenda item that the Democrats push for. That's the only agenda that the Democrats push for when they're raising funds for their campaigns. I'll go so far as say they love, dude. They straight up love when babies are killed. Okay? Straight up. I'm sorry. Like, the amount of emails that I've gotten from Nancy Pelosi, the amount of unsubscribing I've had to do the DNC, like, emails. Holy crap, dude. They're like, oh, thank God. Thank God this white supremacist mass shooting happened. Immediately fundraise. Immediately fundraise. Will you do anything to stop further, white supremacist attacks from happening? No, we can't. We just can't do anything. But like, they 100%, they love fundraising off of this stuff. Don't say you sound like Keemstar, dude. There's a difference. There's a difference between me, an actually powerless person, doing everything I can, and like literally straight up like funding at least mutual aid and trying to activate communities like to do like local politics and all this other stuff to like genuinely change people's lives, then the Democratic Party, who actually is in a position of power and refuses to do anything and just is only there to be like, give me your votes and also your campaign financing. Give me your votes and give me your money. Give me your votes and give me your money. We're better than the Republicans. We're better than the Republicans. We're so much better than the Republicans. They did that with Roe v. Wade as well. They did the exact same thing. They were like, thank God. What an incredible dub from the Supreme Court. Oh, for me, what a wonderful gift.
See, I'm actually surprised there's normies watching your stream. Like, right-wingers for shits and giggles, I guess.
Because you're here today.
Yeah,
It's probably your
okay.
fans, dude.
Yeah, it could be. But look, guys, here's how you can tell who's right and who's wrong. Okay, we will tell you ahead of time what's going to happen, and then you will see it happen with your own eyes. And then if that doesn't convince you, I mean, there's nothing I can do to help you. When Roe v. Wade decision was leaked, we said Nancy Pelosi is going to fundraise off of it, and she's going to do nothing. Actually, we were slightly wrong. She then backed anti-choice Henry Cuellar.
I know.
So
not
that's a
only
fact.
not only did she fundraise off of it, she took it one step further and like continued to support Henry Cuellar, not come out against him. When in Texas District 28, as you guys already know, friend of the show Jessica Cisneros was going against Henry Cuellar, and she right now, as it stands, without a recount, she's 177 votes short. Maybe if Jim Clyburn hadn't got his old ass up and gotten on a fucking plane in the middle of COVID to go all the way to Texas to do campaign fundraising events for Henry Cuellar, maybe the 177 votes wouldn't have come through.
100%. Clyburn, one of the most corrupt members of Congress, Nancy Pelosi, along with Mitch McConnell, the single most corrupt person in Congress. If you take $1 billion in corporate money, you work for corporations. Yeah. Okay.
What are you guys doing right now? What is happening back there? Can you guys like calm down a little bit? You're like yelling and stuff. Like what?
Okay, I forgot to bring the Turkish thing. All right. Anyway. All right. Okay. So look, last thing on guns. When the shooting happened, what did we say? We said Democrats are going to do fundraising.
It's not kids, it's nothing. The adults, okay?
Yeah, we're yelling at the adults.
We're yelling at the adults. No, the kids are actually very well behaved. They're both chilling.
Okay, and we said they're going to do absolutely nothing. What did happen afterwards? Chuck Schumer declared the next day, we're going to do absolutely nothing. We're not even going to have a vote on it. And I just told you that the Biden administration declared this weekend, we're going to do absolutely nothing and punt it over to Congress where we know nothing will happen.
This is awesome,
We are right. They are wrong. It's a fact. And it's not Monday morning quarterback. We told you ahead of time. So you can't look at it and go, Democrats are trying hard. That is just, at this point,
they're not.
That's not only a provable falsehood, but you're kind of lying on their behalf.
Yeah, that's why I always ask, like, show me the pay stubs. Are you working for the DNC? Are you a lobbyist? Are you a DNC operative? Why are you doing defense as just a regular old voter, probably making like $40,000 to $50,000 a year if you're lucky, living in an urban environment in a city where like your life is getting more and more expensive? Okay. Do you support the man trying to unseat Nancy? What? I don't care about the person who's trying to unseat Nancy because it's not going to happen, okay? Act like I'm sucking the Dems when I'm just defending this person's thread, which is different. You guys are being so childish on this. Okay, dude.
childish. What is helping Democrats, like fundraising for Democrats, the adult thing to do when they declare to your face every single time that they will do nothing?
Watch him defend. Watch him defend this. Ethan scores another Philly D thumbnail. God damn it. Am I not on it? Just tell me now, am I the thumbnail? Yes or no? Wait, hold on. Wait, I talked about it. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to intercept this, okay? Ethan and I have a little competition going. Ethan and I have a little competition going where, like, who will Philip DeFranco clickbait off of next, like, or more. I'm currently defeating him. I'm currently absolutely destroying Ethan in the marketplace of thumbos. But we're going to talk about what Ethan did in a second, and you'll see. But anyway, this is the ADHD broadcast. Hey, let's take a look. New speaker Nancy. Oh, Proletariat Andy, thank you for the 100 gifts of subs. Okay, 100 big ones. Now let's take a look at the new speaker Nancy Pelosi recorded a robocall for embattled Henry Cuellar, which we were talking about. The anti-abortion, anti-choice, pro-gun, NRA-backed candidate Henry Cuellar, who was advocated for by the entirety of the Democratic establishment. Okay, let's take a look at what this robocall entailed.
Hello, it's Speaker Nancy Pelosi calling on all voters in the 28th District of Texas to vote for Henry Cuellar.
Gross.
Henry is a fighter for hardworking families. In Congress, Henry has championed good-paying jobs
it's a lie.
and healthcare.
Literally a lie. Just straight up. He is not even a champion for his own district. This is the thing I don't understand. It's like Bob Menendez, right? Like, what do these guys have, like, blackmail on Nancy Pelosi and, like, Lolita Express or something? Like, what's happening? Why do you have to consistently defend these people just by the sheer virtue that they're incumbents? Is that what it is? Because that's what Nancy Pelosi says. Like, do they just have blackmail on you? Did you guys go to the Bohemian Grove together and they all have, like, compromising photos of Nancy Pelosi or something? Why? Yeah. Why are you still caping for these awful, awful vultures? I mean, Nancy Pelosi, well, I'll tell you why. Is because Nancy Pelosi is also an awful vulture, and that a progressive person that could potentially fill the ranks of the Progressive Caucus and make the Progressive Caucus more powerful would hurt Nancy Pelosi, because ultimately Nancy Pelosi runs on incompetence. Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic Party run on negligence as much as they can get away with it as possible, because their entire campaign strategy is about not doing anything, promising certain things, not even over-promising, really. Promising actually, like, very almost center-right ideas for the most part, like barely any, like, serious leftist progressive policies, and then not accomplishing a single one of them because, oh, man, the Republican Party is just too powerful. Ooh, look at us. We're the small bean Democratic polity. And when you slowly fill the ranks of the Democratic Party with, like, actual progressive people, they will light a fire under Nancy's ass. If they become a larger coalition, that is like one extra vote that you have to whip. That's one extra moment that you have to compromise to the left. They do not want to compromise to the left. Their entire purpose is to destroy the left, to create a bottleneck, to create a hurdle against any kind of leftist momentum that legitimately is interested in listening to voters and fulfilling their desires, doing anything to help them.
So there's two reasons why Pelosi helps corrupt people like Cuellar and Menendez. The one most obvious reason is she likes corruption. Like, I'm not being cheeky. I'm being literal. She's taken over $1 billion in corporate contributions, or campaign contributions overall. So they didn't give her $1 billion because she wasn't a good return on investment. They love that she's a good return on investment. She is the single most corrupt person in the Democratic Party. Like the mainstream media is like, oh, that's so great. She's so great for collecting $1 billion in bribes. That's not great. That's super shitty. That means she sold us out to everyone who bribed her.
I mean,
Okay, so
her thing is, she's a diligent fundraiser. That's the reason why she's so powerful in the party.
That's the only reason why,
Yeah.
because she takes the most bribes. Yes, in our system there are legalized bribes, but they're still bribes, and they're money for votes. So when she sees, oh, Cuellar, he'll even take a bribe from an Azerbaijani oligarch. That's my boy. That's my boy. Menendez will take a bribe on a yacht. That's my boy. And she knows she could reliably count on them to be just as corrupt as she is. Whereas progressives, is the second reason that Haas was talking about, are a pain in her ass. And not only do they not, you have to like work hard to get their votes, especially on issues of corruption, like, oh, I just want to give away pork barrel spending on the infrastructure bill. Oh, God damn it, the progressives are pointing out that it's just infrastructure pork that goes to corporations. We don't like that. Shut up already, right? And it's not that she, like, but on top of that, we embarrass her. Progressives embarrass her by saying things that are true and actually pushing for the so-called Democratic agenda. Look, guys, one last thing on this.
Yeah, that's the best example of this is literally, hold your thought, don't forget it. The best example of this is Build Back Better, right? Like that was a signature a proposal by the Biden Brandon, okay? Let's go Brandon White House. And the people that nuked Build Back Better were the conservative Democrats, were the centrist Democrats, ones that even got actual incredible layup, like Kristen Sinema, a green senator who doesn't, and I don't mean green as like the political party, I mean like a new senator who was able to write a signature piece of legislation. Like they handed that off to her, and then she repaid the favor by absolutely destroying the comprehensive Brandon agenda, okay? And they will continue to do that because the Democratic Party relies on these revolving villains, and they are going to continue their inaction, and they're going to say, oh, the Republicans just don't want us to do anything. It's like, well, yeah, clean your house. Clean your house. You have people in your ranks that don't want to do anything either. Perhaps the real reason why you're not cleaning your house, perhaps the real reason why you're not pulling a Madison Cawthorn on like, people like Kirsten Sinema and like threatening them, threatening their position, threatening their power within Congress by like pulling them from committees, threatening the businesses of their family members that are also deeply corrupt and taking advantage, like Joe Manchin's coal empire that his brother runs that gets him, that brings in $5 million of revenue for Joe Manchin every goddamn year while he sits on the Energy Committee. Kick him off the committee. Tell him you're going to, I mean, I would do way more than just kick him off the committee. I want to institute new legislation called the Gauntlet, where I think like if you dip below a certain approval rating in your state, like you pick up a champion, and a champion comes into the state and beats the doors off of you on the Senate floor.
Don't do that. Okay.
I think like that would be, I think that would be incredible legislation. I'm actually pushing for it. You would, C-SPAN pay-per-view. I literally, actually, unironically think that this would be this is my legislative agenda. This is what I believe in. I think if you dip below a certain approval rating, okay, in your own state, in your own state, and Congress is always at like 30 across the board, right? Someone should be allowed to go to the floor of the Senate, okay, this is totally legal, totally above board, right? And absolutely beat you mercilessly, like in hand-to-hand combat.
That is definitely not legal.
What do you mean? Why?
You were saying you would make it legal, but
yeah,
I'm very stridently anti-gauntlet.
Okay, laws are what you make it. Like morality is a different conversation, and I think it is moral that to push for a law such as that. I do think that, as long as everyone agrees to it. So
we diverged on the gauntlet, but I'm back to agreeing on ideology.
I'm just saying a little bit of proletarian violence would potentially, make sure that the Democrats and the Republicans never actually upset their base and refuse to listen to their cries for help and instead focus on their corporate benefactors.
Yeah, I'm going to vote no, but
you're a lib.
That's where I'm a normie.
Yeah.
But back to what you were saying, it was actually melds in perfectly with what the point I was going to make, which is on $15 minimum wage. They revealed their hand, right? So they voted. And we forced them to vote. Progressives forced them to vote. Bernie didn't even want to vote. And when he did, lo and behold, it wasn't just Manchin and Sinema. That was the first vote that they took on COVID relief bill, taking the $15 minimum wage out.
Yeah.
That was even before Build Back Better. And it turned out that 8 Democrats in the Senate voted no. 8, not 2, 8, okay?
Yeah.
And if they needed it would have been 28 that voted no.
Yeah.
And by the way, of the 8 that voted no, 2 of them were senators from Delaware who unquestionably, if you know one thing about politics, it's that those 2 Delaware senators are not going to vote without asking the White House. Joe Biden is from Delaware. Those are his top 2 allies. If you think that they didn't ask the White House, honestly, retire. You don't know anything about politics. So that was Joe Biden saying, all right, guys, there's kids, you guys got to go. Because that's Joe Biden saying, I'm fucking with you. I never meant $15 minimum wage, okay? I never meant it. I was lying, and I'm gonna rub it. You remember that guy in New York subway who smeared his own doo-doo on the poor lady? That's what Joe Biden is doing on his own agenda, where he's like, "Oh yeah, what? Take this, Democratic voters."
Well,
okay,
actually,
I never meant it. I'm lying, and I hate progressives because
fair,
every
he's
once
doing
in a
that 'cause
while,
he's
very
old.
rarely, they out me.
No, because he's a decrepit old husk of a man who, that's just something that happens when you're that age and your brain capacity is severely diminished. You just start rubbing your fecal matter on everything.
Yeah,
So,
and he did it on $15.
You're
Isn't
being
it amazing
ableist.
that mainstream media, that one of them pointed out, hey, that's Joe Biden's top allies voting no on a thing that he said was a core part of his agenda. Hey, isn't that weird? Okay, no, they're all actors, man. They're all, Alex Jones talks about crisis actors. You're looking in the wrong place, brother. Just look at Washington, D.C. reporters. They're all actors. None of them know the news,
but
none
not
of them know
hot,
politics.
except for Don Lemon and maybe Cuomo, even though he's canceled now. I'll still say it. He was hot. There's
some people. I'm
a truth teller.
partial to Cuomo.
I'm a truth teller. I'm a truth
Cuomo.
teller. I'm a truth teller. Okay. Sorry. Some people are afraid of saying the truth. I will say my piece.
You know why I like Cuomo better than the rest, other than the fact that he was fired. So that shows, I don't know, he stepped outside of the mainstream for a second, in the wrong way.
Okay,
granted.
he stepped outside of the mainstream
I know,
by
totally
helping his
wrong
brother
way.
do
more corrupt
creepy
stuff.
ass
I know, right?
stuff.
So, but the reason why I like Cuomo a tiny bit better than the rest is because he seems more like a real person, which is ironic given that he's from royalty, right? But he sometimes he's a bro who wants to fight and who has a temper, and he's
I do like that. Yeah.
Anderson Cooper is a robot. Are you positive that Anderson Cooper is an actual Homo sapien? Right? I don't think so. I think likely he's a Homo sapien, but it's possible that he's just a literal AI robot. Whereas with Cuomo, you think, no.
Cooper's also very hot. So,
Yeah.
and it's Pride Month. How dare you? You're literally wearing a pride shirt
I am.
and attacking the silver fox.
By the way, I don't know anything about his helping of the LGBTQ community. The fact that he exists on TV, I guess, helps for the older folks, okay? But other than that, has he really done anything to help? I don't remember him in any fight. He would say, oh, no, I'm not supposed to help. I'm a robotic news actor.
Anderson Cooper is proof that lizard people have actually gotten a lot better. They used to look like Ted Cruz, and now they look like on some of the modifiers, they made him look like Anderson Cooper, and then on others they just look like Ted Cruz.
Yeah, their CGI got better.
Yeah.
The original lizard person was that prosperity preacher. Who's that demon dude?
Kenneth Copeland.
Yeah.
I love
Kenneth
that.
Copeland,
I love that
yes.
guy. Okay, here let's finish this.
For
Let's
our
finish Nancy
people.
Pelosi disgusting.
He has brought back millions of dollars to the district. Please vote for Henry Cuellar on May 24th so they continue to fight for you and to serve as your champion. Thank you.
Speaking of lizard people, Nancy fucking Pelosi. Oh my God.
She's 200 years old. How is she still
Dianne
alive?
Feinstein. Dianne Feinstein literally was taken off the committee for unironically a lack of brain function. Her brain matter was leaking out of her ears when she was like, I really liked the wonderful experiences that we had in the Brett Kavanaugh hearing. That was cool.
Yeah.
And they're
No,
like,
no,
all right,
I-
grandma,
like-
get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm not mad at Feinstein. She's literally lost her mind, and I don't mean that in any pejorative way. Like she's an older person who's got some sort of dementia or Alzheimer's, and no one disputes it. Schumer doesn't dispute it. Newsom doesn't dispute it. Everybody knows it. So I'm not mad at her. She's like, I'm mad at the old Feinstein who was a conservative dirtbag while pretending to be on the left. Okay?
Yeah, no, I loved it when she was like telling the kids, like, you can't vote for me. You're too young. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
And the kids basically were like, you're going to die. Like, we're going to have to deal with we're going to have to deal with this like broken planet because of anthropogenic climate change. Like, you're going to die tomorrow, dumbass.
Yeah. But what I'm mad at is the Democratic Party who's like, no, I don't see it. And by the way, the people in the media who are like, don't even insist that she should step down. She clearly like has no idea what's going on. If you put her in this room right now, she would have no idea where she is.
Well, I mean, so that's the thing though. Like, that's the goal. Like, that's it. That's goated. You know, you're just like, that's the perfect politician. Doesn't do shit.
No, that's a great point.
Votes
That's
along
exactly
party
right.
lines, like barely.
Just wheel them out,
Yeah.
them out. Press this button, Diane. Press this button. In fact, that's better for them. Like they're
Yeah.
like, oh, she can't think. That's perfect.
You say it's legit elder abuse? I wish, dude. Okay, I wish we could, legally speaking, with the gauntlet, abuse our elders. Okay, abuse our elders in Congress legally with the gauntlet, dude. I'm gonna be one of those like libertarian candidates that always runs like in the California like jungle primaries and stuff that has like a that changes their like middle name legally, and it's like Hasan, a freedom fighter, a terrorist, piker or whatever, and then like I'm gonna run on the crypto. I'm gonna run on a pro crypto libertarian gauntlet campaign. You know what I mean? Just so I can bring in like the broadest coalition of weirdos.
You know what the funny thing is? That
What?
would actually work.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
no joke. Those crypto guys will give you millions of dollars in a political campaign. And then when you say gauntlet, you'll get the right-wing vote. When you do your, like, socialist positions, you'll get the left-wing vote. And all of a sudden, like, you got a shot. That's not even a joke.
Hey, by the way, the person who said, "Be careful calling Feinstein a lizard person." The lizard thing was originally anti-Semitic. I'm Jewish. I don't think you've been anti-Semitic at all. But people will try to cancel you on this. Yeah, except I didn't purposely call Dianne Feinstein a lizard person. I just said she's senile and has a broken brain with brain matter leaking out of her ears. I only called Anderson Cooper, who, as far as I know, is a wasp, and also
Pelosi.
and Nancy Pelosi, who is Italian. So I mean, she is POC.
And by
that's
the way,
true.
yeah,
and
and-
also Ted Cruz, who is unironically a lizard person.
Yeah, we didn't call her that, but if we did in the group of four people, it's obviously not meant in that way. Plus, I don't think Feinstein's Jewish. I think her husband might be, but I don't think she is.
No, Feinstein. She is Jewish.
I'm
I
not
think.
positive about that. I had to look it up one time.
Why'd you look it up? Oh, because she had an anti-BDS vote. Like
I don't
Or no,
remember what
I'm
policy
sorry,
position.
pro BDS vote. That's the only good vote that Dianne Feinstein has ever had. Is when she actually was like, no, this is a violation of the First Amendment, like which it is. Her and Bernie Sanders were like the only two people that actually were within the Democratic Party actually saying like, no, you actually cannot pass like these ridiculous BDS laws. They are.
That is shocking that Feinstein had that vote.
Fun fact about Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
Are you sure she didn't just read it wrong? No, man. No, she like actually personally talked about her opinion as well. And they're both Jewish. Feinstein was born Diane Emiel Goldman in San Francisco to Leon Goldman, a surgeon, and his wife Betty, a former model. What? Her paternal grandparents were Jewish immigrants from Poland. Her maternal grandparents, the Rosenbergs. Okay.
Okay, so she's Jewish. I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, they're gonna be like, yikes, dude. They're like trying to out the Jewish congresspersons over
I don't
here.
care what anybody says. Okay, they called Bernie Sanders anti-Semitic. I'm done with any of the identity politics. You can kiss my ass. Okay, anyone who says that you're anti-Muslim, you're a bigot, and I've now moved on.
Yeah. MKC, thank you for the 5 Get This subs. By the way, Feinstein was also pro-gun control because she was there when Harvey Milk was killed. Feinstein was pro-gun control because she was there when the first gun was invented, dude. What do you mean? She was literally there. She was like, "Oh, wait, maybe we should not invent the gun." Seems like a bad idea, okay? If you ask her now, she probably won't remember. Actually, those are probably the only memories that she has remaining. Everything else is gone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Vote for muskets. She was around when the well-regulated militias were a thing. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Nancy Pelosi, the demon, Nancy Pelosi's husband did something that I personally consider to be a profound achievement. Like, I think no, it's okay. People can't hear them. It's fine. A profound achievement, which is, a coward can get a DUI at the age of like 23. A coward, a foolish man can get a DUI or get arrested for a DUI technically, and then have their uncle bailed them out from jail, for example, but never actually prosecuted for one at the age of like 23, when they're young. But it takes a bold man to get a DUI at the age of like 89, okay? What is he doing? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul, was arrested in Napa County on Saturday, when a spokesman said, and faces drunk driving charges in California. Dude, if you look like this, how are you getting so lit? Like, what's going on in your life? You're getting buck wild? You're like, yeah, that's...
No, what's even crazier about that story is that they're so incredibly wealthy. They have, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he's got hundreds of millions of dollars.
He is the best analyst, okay? Put some respect on my man's name. Paul Pelosi is the greatest trader, okay? He's the greatest trader of perhaps all time, constantly outperforming the market, constantly outperforming hedge funds, okay? My man is a diligent investor, okay? Nothing to do with like his proximity to his wife, Nancy Pelosi, who routinely has access to private information that the public is not privy to. That's not. Why would you ever say that? Of course.
Paul Pelosi, the original Azerbaijani oligarch.
Yeah.
Okay, so dude, take an Uber, take a cab.
Take an Uber.
To get a limo. Why are you driving? Why are you putting yourself and others in danger?
I want to know what kind of sexy car.
$1 gazillion. Just drive back to the hotel. Like, not yourself. Get somebody to do it. Oh, my car will be there. Who cares? Get somebody to pick up your car.
Yeah, these dudes could like charter a helicopter. Like, that's the level of wealth they have. And he's like, nah. Because that's why I respect him. Because he's living for the thrill. He's like, no, I'm going to drunk drive. It's my favorite pastime.
Definitely.
Okay?
But you're actually...
Oh, he had a 2021 Porsche. Broke boy. Yo, imagine having the same car. Actually, I have a 2022 Porsche, technically. So imagine having a worse car than a Twitch streamer, dog. Are you serious, dude? Broke boy. Absolute broke boy behavior, dude. I take it back. I do not respect him anymore. I do not respect him. If you're going to be... If your net worth is going to be like $7 gorillion, okay, and you're just very openly and shamelessly trading on information that your wife is getting in like closed door congressional briefings and whatnot, the least you can do is get like a sick car, dude. What is this? 2021 Porsche? You should be never seen in anything lesser than a Lamborghini. It doesn't matter if you're 82 years old, okay? You should have a Lambo.
And if you're drunk driving at 83, you've got enough chutzpah, let's put it that way.
You shouldn't even drive at 83.
Right. That you should have a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
We're just trying to tell you how to do the corrupt game right. Okay.
I mean, dude, I respect it. He's, maybe Pelosi, Mr. Pelosi, is going for a congressional run in the state of Florida, because like that's one of the precursors. Like, you have to get a DUI charge. You have to, if you kill someone in a DUI charge, even better. Like, then you will definitely be elevated in Florida politics. So maybe that's what he was trying to do.
Maybe they're going to get Paul Pelosi to replace Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it works in California politics like that, but
no. But by the way, I'm obviously kidding. But what's not kidding is they are going to try to replace Nancy Pelosi with Christine Pelosi, her daughter.
That's insane.
Oh, that's definitely going to happen.
I think they're like doing that for Bob Menendez's son too. It's like they're just trying to do like political dynasties. Dude, honestly, it just sucks. It sucks so bad. Like they did with Cheney, okay?
And what kills me is like, I know, like I have a little bit of inside game, right? And then people will be like, oh, Christine Pelosi. No, she's actually a really progressive.
No, she's not.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
sure she is.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, no, she was actually so progressive. Remember when Christine Pelosi, come on, where is it? Oh, here it is. My favorite Christine Pelosi tweet, dude. This Epstein case is horrific and the young women deserve justice. It is quite likely that some of our faves are implicated. but we must follow the facts and let the chips fall where they may. What do you mean some of our faves may be implicated? What is that? What's going on?
That means
if you
we
know
all
that,
know Bill Clinton did it.
Yeah, if you know that, then just say it. What is the sum of our faves? Why is this person your fave? Like, if you know that they, engaged in international sex trafficking of minors, okay, with the most prolific CIA and possibly Mossad-backed intelligence asset sex trafficker, then perhaps don't say like, oh, my fave.
Yeah.
That person should not be your fave. Where's your moral compass?
But by the way, that's better than the right wing because Donald Trump was huge friends with Jeffrey Epstein, said on the record, I know he likes them young.
Okay, bro.
And wished Ghislaine Maxwell well twice after she's literally the biggest groomer in American history. And the right wing's like, oh, we love him.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that the Clinton crime family is significantly closer to Jeffrey Epstein and liberals like Bill Gates. And I mean, they're not really liberals, but like, you know what I mean? Like libs like Bill Gates and Steven Pinker and obviously the Dersh, who's not a lib, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of those people are way, way closer to Jeffrey Epstein than Donald Trump is. I think Donald Trump was just like, he wanted to be the inside guy and he knew that this guy had like the hookup. So he was like,
but he
hanging
knew
out with him.
that he was with underage girls.
No, he is implicated for
and
sure.
he's an idiot. He said it publicly, whereas Bill
Yeah.
Clinton wouldn't say it publicly.
Yeah.
But it's a fact. It's a fact, and the right wing's like, "Oh, I don't mind it. I just don't mind that." Bill Clinton
I
knew
do
it
think that, like,
I'm sorry, Trump knew it and covered it up for all these years. Okay, then you don't
Yeah.
mind it. But
Like,
be honest about it. You're like
to be
Christine
fair,
Pelosi.
Trump was clout farming with Epstein, but like at least like Donald Trump, I don't think, as far as I know, never invited like Ghislaine Maxwell to his daughter's wedding. You know what I mean? Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I
but
mean, they
I'm
were
pretty
at
sure.
a whole bunch of parties together.
Yeah,
So they might have had a falling
but like
out
way
by
back in
then.
the day.
Yeah, and remember, their falling out had nothing to do with the girls. It had to do with money. Okay, so
I don't remember what the Trump connection with Jeffrey Epstein is beyond like him actually saying like, oh, he likes them young, kind of like me.
No, they used to party all the time. There's pictures,
No, there's photos,
stories.
and Jeffrey Epstein actually trafficked out of Mar-a-Lago, one of the most famous victims who came out and spoke out against it. Virginia Giuffre, if I'm not mistaken, was underage working at Mar-a-Lago, and that's where Jeffrey Epstein found her. So certainly there is a connection there.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
Trump
that the connection is
told
like
12-year-olds you look hot, and if you were a little older, I'd date you. I mean, when his daughter was minor, he kept talking about how he wanted to date her. So I mean, look, I get it, but. So they live in a glass house. And by the way, most of the right winger, I mean, a ton of right wing politicians are child molesters.
Oh,
I mean,
100%. I mean, I mean,
so Dennis Hastert.
Dennis Hastert is the longest running Speaker of the House still to this day, I think, right?
that's a good
he's
question. I
the
don't
record holder.
But a
Okay.
long time for the Republicans, Dennis Hastert was their leader.
Yeah.
And by the way, if Dennis Hastert was a Democrat, no one would ever stop talking about it.
Oh, 100%.
Now nobody talks about it.
Yeah, I mean,
the biggest
think
child
about it,
molester in politics, in political history, in American political history,
Yeah.
was the leader of the Republicans for like decades.
Yeah, what's up, QAnon? Huh? What's going on, the weirdo QAnon fans? What's
It
happening?
looks like you got the wrong party, brothers.
Yeah, I mean, not the wrong party. There's certainly pedophile Democrats as well. I believe it, 100%. I think like those
Jim Jordan, groomer, covered
people
up.
People in positions of power. People in positions of power are just like freaks, straight up. Anyway, moving on from that though, let's get back to the main matter at hand. Bail for Mr. Pelosi, 82, was set at $5,000. County records show he was released from custody on Sunday morning. The charge he faces is a misdemeanor. Mr. Pelosi was driving a 2021 Porsche and attempted to cross State Route 29 when his car was struck by another vehicle. Oh, so he actually got into like an actual, okay.
You got into an accident.
Yeah, Ms. Pelosi, a Democrat, has not addressed the arrest publicly. On Sunday, she delivered a commencement address at Brown University. News of her husband's arrest was reported on TMZ. She was not with her husband during the incident. Damn, Paul was like, yo, Nancy's out of town. Let's get fucking wine drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Who was
like,
in the car? I want to know who was in the car.
yeah, the speaker will not be commenting on this private matter, which occurred while she was on the East Coast. Yeah, it's not a private matter, okay? What do you mean a private matter? Anyway, no longer private. Mr. Pelosi, an investor who typically avoided the spotlight, runs financial leasing services of San Francisco-based VC. This year, as efforts to ban stock trading by members of Congress gained momentum, Mr. Pelosi's sophisticated and lucrative trades drew attention. Investors on TikTok and other platforms reviewed Mr. Pelosi's stock disclosures and mimicked his investments. Yeah, they met at Georgetown University and married in 1963. Jesus Christ, dude.
They own a vineyard in Northern California. Look, guys, why don't they go after Manchin for owning the coal company? Because they own a vineyard. They do.
Thank you.
They own a venture capital company.
Dude, I would. Oh my God, if like I had some weird power where I could be inside of Joe Biden's like SpongeBob looking brain, okay, with all the holes in it. If I could just like poke myself into one of those holes, oh my God, I would use the IRS so fucking hard. It would be like, first of all, I would fund the IRS immediately. And then oh God, I'm just fantasizing about it. Can you imagine just like constantly throwing them under audits? Like just regular audits. I would use every federal agency to come down with the long dick of the law to just like literally be like, oh man, your daughter raised EpiPen prices 1,000%. That seems kind of strange. What's going on there?
100%.
Let's take a look at that. I mean, they should do that regardless, because like if they were moral, if they were like actually moral, they would do that. Okay, but oh my Lord.
Yeah, no, I've said on the show that the normies who are like, oh, well, you guys don't know how to count. We don't have enough votes. Oh, that's all the politics is. Oh, hey, who's going to vote this way? Oh, all of your donors say to vote that way. Then I give up. I surrender. Well, again, you don't understand politics at all. If you actually wanted to do something, you would first offer carrots to Joe Manchin, which they did. They gave his wife a lucrative position in West Virginia that she wanted, etc. Then when he says, no, you can suck it, then you go, no, you can suck it, and here's my sticks, not physical ones like the way Haas is talking about it.
I never said sticks. The weapons I would wield are definitely, more than just a switch.
But you would do a political, symbolic gauntlet. So here's what I would do. I would have giant picture of his daughter and his son and himself, and I'd say, look, this is his criminal daughter that raised prices on all of you by 1,000%. She, by the way, then outsourced jobs from West Virginia, cost West Virginia thousands of jobs, and got a golden parachute of $30 million. And I'm going to look into that $30 million because I know you don't get $30 million when they let you go. So I'm wondering why they actually gave her $30 million and what criminal implications there are for this actual criminal who has destroyed the American families, led to many people's deaths because they couldn't afford that insulin. And then I'm going to look into his son, EpiPen, and who runs the coal company that he profits from. And I'm going to regulate the living hell out of his company because that is my job, to protect you and the voters of West Virginia. Yeah. Okay, now let's play ball, Manchin. Okay, what do you want to do now, dick?
Yeah,
okay?
they did that. They did that for Madison Cawthorn for literally just like,
for
having a little.
Some Republicans do
having
lines
a little
of
fun,
coke.
having a little fun. Okay, which I still believe, and also Madison Cawthorn. I will be having him on the broadcast soon, so look forward to that. But it's just these are things that the Republican Party does on a daily basis. They fired the Senate parliamentarian twice, I believe, under Dick Cheney's rule and his regime. When the Senate parliamentarian didn't play ball, but the Democrats refused to do so when the $15 minimum wage hurdle came from the Senate parliamentarian, because Republicans want to get shit done. Okay, Democrats, on the other hand, rely on Republicans getting shit done to actually win favor and curry favor and win votes. This system is leading us down this incredible originally creeping death march towards fascism that is now actually accelerated drastically. Okay, Republicans have completely sidestepped the legislative body. They are using state legislatures to enact their horrifyingly violent agendas, whether it be like outing every LGBT person in your state and like trying to lock up their parents, whether it be criminalizing abortion across the board, like in Oklahoma that just passed. Like, they're going buck wild. They're going crazy. They've completely taken over the court system too. So if you try to push back from the court system, from the judiciary, they will turn around and take it all the way up to the Supreme Court, which they've stacked, and absolutely yeet anything and solidify every single agenda item that they have that is deeply unpopular but mobilizes key bases that they care for, they care after. And liberals turn around and talk about the infallible institutions and cry, and they have no power, and they just like act like we should just sit around and take it.
Yeah, the parliamentary is an excuse to do exactly what their donors want. Dead kids, they don't care. They're not going to get rid of the filibuster. The filibuster protects the donors. Okay, Roe versus Wade, they don't care. Voting rights, they don't care. They don't care about any of it. And if you're a normal Democrat and you watch MSNBC, it's so easy to lie to you. Show me one thing they have ever done. Look, here's a summary, and then we could move on. Joe Biden is Joe Manchin, period. Okay, there's no difference. He loves having Joe Manchin around so he can say, oh, well, there was nothing I could do. Oh, look at Joe. No, they're the same person. They're identical. The reason why he couldn't do any of the strategies me or Haas suggest is because then Joe Manchin would go around and go, hey, how about your corruption? How about the money you took? How about the money your family took? And Biden's like, no, I don't want it. Besides which, they have the same agenda. Biden doesn't want $15 minimum wage. He doesn't want a public option. He doesn't want child tax credit. He doesn't want paid family leave. He doesn't want any of those things. Get it through your head. He's lying. It's not that complicated.
Anyway, yeah. Moving on from Pelosi's husband and Brandon back to wait, hold on. Let me just let me figure out something here. What I want to talk about now is now that we're fired up, okay? Now that we're fired up and angry about what is happening in the world and what the Democrats are doing, and I already brought up Chuck Schumer, who instead of using the momentum surrounding the gun violence and gun control issue currently in the aftermath of 2 mass shootings, one white supremacist massacre in Buffalo, and then immediately after the 19 elementary school children that were massacred ruthlessly and the 3 adults that were murdered ruthlessly at the Robb Elementary School. What did Chuck Schumer do? Well, he said, Senate's going on fucking vacation, baby. That's right. Because politicians don't care. If you were actually even remotely interested in your legislative agenda that you claim to care about, that you fundraise off of, you would never allow that to happen. You would never, ever in a million years let a situation like this, where people are paying attention, people are broadly interested in what's going on, get away. You would never let this opportunity go away to genuinely make change that could solve at least a crumb of this issue, at least a crumb of this problem. But we're angry. We're angry at the Democrats. We're angry at the Republicans. We're angry at the NRA. And in all of that anger, my co-host, Ethan Klein, said some stuff. I just wanted to hear your perspective on this really quickly because he said some stuff. He had a Hasan moment. Okay, he had a moment that was it was resembling Hasan, but like obviously they are looking for
something to distract.
Does anyone have the link? Republicans are desperately, as you know, found themselves in a bit of a troubled territory here because partially everything that they've advocated for.
Can I just say one thing? Because before you read it to me, I want to preemptively say that there's nothing in the world that Ethan or anyone else can say that's more important than actually solving the goddamn issue.
Thank you.
So anything that they use about what somebody said is by definition a distraction.
Yeah.
It's a squirrel that they throw out there so you go, hey, don't look at the main issue. Instead, be outraged at what somebody said about the dead kids. No, I refuse ahead of time. I don't care if he said the worst thing in the world.
He did.
I'm still 1,000 times more outraged
by
the dead kids and the fact that scumbag Republicans encourage it and scumbag Democrats fundraise off of it and don't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah. So let's pull it. Does anyone have the actual full link timestamped? Okay.
NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any?
So he starts talking about the NRA meeting, looking for potentially the NRA meeting. Okay, footage right here on his live stream that he was doing, which I was not a part of, for the record. This is the After Dark version. He wasn't doing leftovers, which we do on Thursday mornings. Okay.
Insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb that building. Okay,
Don't.
I'll roll that back.
Immediately, he goes, "All right, that was ridiculous that he said that." But it's over.
That
They
was it?
clipped. That's it. They clipped it saying someone should bomb that building, and literally were like, they clipped it, they shipped it. They were like, this should lead the discourse, because everything else that they were trying to misdirect away from was found out to be completely untrue. They went with good guys with a gun. The police did an incredible job. That's what Greg Abbott
Well,
said.
I don't even know why they object. Don't they want arms are arms? Everything is constitutional. And in fact, but we had a back and forth with Tim Pool just on Saturday, right? And he said that everybody should be allowed to have nukes. So I'm sure that he's thrilled with what Ethan Klein said. Why not? And you have a constitutional right to use it. Like they say, hey, we have a constitutional right to use our arms against the tyranny of government. Let's translate. What that means is I'm ready to murder cops and I'm ready to murder soldiers. That's what the right wing says on a very, very regular basis. He said it for half a second and now they're catching feelings.
Yeah, no, they're like, that's messed up. Yeah, he should have. Well, my take on it was like, the same conservatives that are like, oh my God, I hate cancel culture. I hate, like, it's free speech. It's free speech. I love free speech. I'm a defender of free speech. That, like, get me canceled regularly. Literally turned around and were like, no, I actually hate free speech. And this is not constitutionally protected. This is so messed up. And, like, it is wrong. It is wrong. When you say that,
you shouldn't bomb
when you're
the NRA building.
and
Do
when
we have
you're a
to clarify
broadcaster,
that?
when you're a professional broadcaster, especially on the left, you say some stuff like that, it's going to get clapped. You're going to get clapped straight up. I knew in the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 stuff that, like, I was going to get clapped. You know what I mean? I was in my fifis. I was very upset, justifiably, thinking about, dead babies overseas that the American imperial war machine contributes to on a daily basis that we completely normalize. And I was seeing a hypocritical mouthpiece for said imperial war machine speak out against, rolling back these war coffers. And I got frustrated. I had a heated gaming moment. He got frustrated in a similar capacity when he was thinking about the NRA, okay? And he said something bad. He said something wrong, okay? That's it.
That's interesting because I feel like we flipped. You cared less about what people said before. Now I care less. I don't care. Like, should you bomb the NRA building? Of course not. You shouldn't bomb any building. But he rolled it back within half a second. It was like he went too far. It was a joke too far.
Yeah, to be fair, I never rolled it back.
Yeah, what's that?
To be fair, I didn't really roll it back. But anyway.
But he just did it right there and instantly. That is nothing but a distraction. I'm not at all interested in it. I don't care if you're offended. I don't care about any of it. Once again, hashtag suck it. It's called freedom of speech. You're the ones who push it. You love violence. You love pushing violence. You're not catching feelings. You're going, ha ha. And you know what? I reject your ha ha. I don't care that you're saying ha ha. Again, I refer you to the previous hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, look, constitutional carry, baby. That's right.
Tim Pool says we should carry bombs everywhere.
Tim Pool literally said you should be able to have a nuke.
Yeah, he
like
said
under
it.
the Constitution.
He said it to me.
And so
I asked him, he said it.
Yeah, he said you should be able to have a tactical nuke. Gotta get here. We gotta do this. But for Ethan, you gotta have him on your show and be like, you need to apologize for your words.
I should.
You coward.
The way I did it with you?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, remember this, guys?
So here we are. I'm living up to what I said about conservatives and progressives. We're having a conversation.
Oh.
So you said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that clip. It's so funny. Yeah.
But you know, that's interesting. Like, even in the couple of years that's passed, like, I'm so past it. Like, all of that is like fodder for mainstream media to do fake outrage and try to bring back to business as usual. I don't care about your fake outrage. I don't care about it.
Yeah, it's
at
manufactured
all.
outrage. They don't care. And here's, you want to know how they don't care? Like, if Ethan was an anti-SJW, okay, and he was talking about bombing Planned Parenthood, every single one of these Republican mouthpieces would have been like, dude, what? That's a joke, dog. Ethan is a jokester. I mean, he's like worn diapers and stuff. You really going to take that guy seriously? I mean, he's just a
100%.
jokester. Ha ha. Like, we were just having...
That's the Joe Rogan defense. He doesn't, and the Jimmy Dore defense. Everything's a joke, except you should take everything I say.
Yeah, it's
super
just a
seriously.
joke. It's just a joke, bro. Especially like this, and the difference there, for the record, that is also very interesting to think about, is that they actually are bombing Planned Parenthoods. Like, They were at the time, and the Republican Party defended it. Okay? They defended it. They were actually bombing Planned Parenthoods, and they were executing like doctors and stuff. Meanwhile, like that's not going to happen at the NRA regardless, because they don't like there is no like left-wing violence. It's not a real thing. They try to make it seem to be a real thing. They try to talk about like Antifa and whatnot. But like we know when you look at the empirical evidence, like right-wing is significantly more violent than the left-wing. And they will continue to be that way because they have institutional protection, because the American government is slanted towards the right, and it is deeply reactionary, whether it be its white supremacist attitude that permeates through all of its institutions to this day, that is at its very core, at its very foundation, maintaining slavery, okay? Or whether it be the police force that routinely brutalizes marginalized communities. You know what I mean? It's just silly as hell. And they still do it. Ben Shapiro and every other Republican mouthpiece will go on their broadcasts and regularly justify that violence, regularly ask for more of that violence. It's not an accident that like there are shooters. There are like the Quebec shooter, the Quebec mosque shooter was like a Ben Shapiro super fan and was legitimately terrified by the Muslim scourge, and that's why he went and shot up a mosque. Like he was a big fan of Ben Shapiro. You think that's an accident? He was a big fan of Tucker Carlson, big fan of Ben Shapiro. Like, no, it's not an accident. These guys can get away with saying that stuff civilly because they are aligned with the structural violence of poverty. They are aligned with the systemic violence in the form of like over policing black and brown neighborhoods. They are aligned with the brutality that the government subjects you to on a daily basis, so they can get away with being as civil as possible. They can get away with being as civil as possible while still basically saying the most horrifyingly violent stuff all the time.
And every right wing's a liar. Okay, every one of them. So the NRA, so they say, oh, well, guns make you safer. Okay, this is obvious, right? So they don't allow you to bring AR-15s when Trump is speaking. If it really made you safer, wouldn't they want more AR-15s in the room? Wouldn't they want every single person carrying an AR-15 so that Trump could be safer? So obviously they don't mean it. They're all lying. They know that the AR-15s make you less safe,
the
not
Secret
more
Service.
safe.
Yeah, the Secret
There's
Service.
no question that they're all goddamn liars. If you said to any person who owns an AR-15, not your buddies, but I'm going to bring 10 random people to your house, good news, you're going to be super safe because they're all going to have AR-15s. They would say, no. And by the way, half of them are going to be liberals. Half of them are going to be commies or Marxists or whatever they think they are, right? And that's a funny meme.
Cenk casting his 84th congressperson into the gauntlet after being convinced? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, if you're a right-winger out there, you know you're a professional liar. You don't care about anything. And you know that the guns don't make you safer. You don't welcome random people into your house and say, please bring your guns.
Yeah, unless you're like trying to have a gun orgy, but which is something that Republicans do.
Yeah, that's just their sexual proclivity, and I'm okay with that.
Anyway, yeah, that's we're not going to kink shame. We're not actually going to kink shame. We're not going to do that. Biden sees chance of rational Republican approach on guns. Okay, we're going to talk about that, but before we talk about that, the real unjustifiable violence is the top of the hour ad break that comes at the top of every hour. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime or by getting gifted a sub. But if you're not lucky enough to get gifted a sub, you can make your own luck in the form of connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month. There's other methods as well. Thank you, Matt NLT, for the 10 gifted subs. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Okay. All right, so, yeah, there you go. Unjustifiable hierarchies in the form of me doing violent things to you by serving a ad break to you. Yeah. Here, this is what I mean when I say gun orgies, by the way. I mean, straight up. Have you seen this? Well,
no,
this one
I
is
thought you were
15.
just
Okay,
making a
guys.
general
No,
joke.
this one.
Jesus Christ, man. Lunatics. I mean, they should be in a mental asylum. I'm not kidding at all. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not rolling it back. All these guys with all these weapons that they've got their kids around, I don't care what they think they are. Every one of these people should be in a mental asylum.
They're using that in the bedroom.
I know. That part actually is, as long as it's not a little. Actually, hey, I believe in freedom. You want to do that just do not leave the house with any of them. But you want to stick that wherever you want to stick it. That's your goddamn problem, not mine. Okay, have at it, Hoss. We're libs. We're progressives. We're okay with it.
We're gonna look at the gun sexuals in a second. We're gonna look at them in a second. Don't worry. Hold it up. But yeah, Ethan said, conservatives got triggered over jokes I told. The mass reported me. I got banned for a week and the episode was removed. If only they cared about dead kids as much as they do jokes. So I want to say sorry. Sorry y'all are such pathetic snowflakes. Fuck the NRA and fuck Abbott.
There you go.
Yep. So that was his take, which I do agree. I do agree with. Like, they're just using this as a manufactured outrage. But luckily it happened during Memorial Day weekend, so I don't think it's going to make the news coverage, the news cycle, because probably another mass shooting is going to happen. You know what I mean? Because that's usually what we do in America. We just do mass shootings on a daily basis at this point, and people act like it's just a natural disaster. You know?
Yeah, these kind of fake controversies remind me, and this is a bizarre analogy, but of Israel saying, oh, the Palestinians don't want Israel to be a state. Well, it already is, and you guys are blocking the Palestinians from actually having a state. It's the most ironic, defense of Israel ever, and they don't even notice it. So oh, Ethan joked for half a second about bombing the NRA, whereas we actually murder people all the time, unabashedly, and we celebrate the bombings of Planned Parenthoods, etc., but we're pretending we caught feelings for his half a second joke.
Oh my God! People are saying there were 2 yesterday, one in Tennessee and one in Oklahoma. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Of course, there's a massacre every day in America.
Yeah,
and it's brought to you by the right wing and sanctioned by Democratic politicians who fundraise off of it.
Great. There have been at least 11 mass shootings since Uvalde, Texas elementary school tragedy. Dude, there's no way to stop this. There's just no way. We can't stop it, dude. It's just weirdly, this is the only country where it happens, and there's no way to stop it, okay? Don't know how. Don't even try to mention that there are actual opportunities to stop this. Don't even try to bring up other countries and their reasonable gun control. Don't do that, because then you are attacking the real victims of these mass shootings, which are the guns and the gun manufacturers.
Some British reporter started asking Ted Cruz about how America's the only country where this happens. And Ted Cruz was legitimately outraged and walked out, right? You know why? Because he's never met a real reporter in his life. He's used to American reporters who never ask them super obvious questions like, hey, you say mental health issues, but every single country has the same amount of mental health issues, and we're the only ones that have a daily literally a massacre a day, right? A mass shooting is a massacre. 4 people shot, right? And he's like, this is an outrage. You've asked me a real question. Where's my bitch reporters from American media who will do exactly as they're told and never offend the powerful like politicians?
Yeah. I don't know.
Has any reporter called out the Democrats for being losers, being totally useless, going on vacation, promising they'll do nothing like cowards? And then the reporters, they even call out the right wing. What do they call out the right wing for? Hey guys, you're the one that brought us all these daily massacres. Hey, this never happens in other countries. Hey, Lauren Boebert. I mean, to be fair, since Lauren Boebert's an outsider, they do hit her. But you see this Christmas card. I mean, that is the Christmas card of a serial killer.
Bro, this is dude, this is straight up ISIS child soldier shit, right?
Definitely,
but they're white.
100%.
But they're white.
100%.
So no one sees it as such. They think this is fine. You know what I mean?
No, you're training your kids to be fundamentalist terrorists.
Dude, the thing is but I love guns. I love shooting guns. I enjoy shooting guns. Guns are fun to shoot, okay? You guys already know this. I have actually shot my Second Amendment TikTok. You inspired. Thanks. I've actually shot guns on stream. You guys already know that. It is absolutely ridiculous. Our gun culture is ridiculous. And the fact that we do not have red flag laws, we do not have actual character witnesses and mental psych evaluations before we even get to the gun license, a national gun registry, and also licenses similar to the DMV, okay? For everyone that wants to constitutionally carry, okay, is preposterous. It's ridiculous.
You know what we should do? We should do a movement to get every speech that Trump gives to make sure that people are allowed to bring their AR-15s uninhibited, no matter where they are in the political ideology. They should be allowed to bring their AR-15s to keep Trump safer. We're on a mission to keep Trump safer. Okay, just bring it wherever Trump speaks. If you have a legal right to, bring all of your weapons, because I'm trying to keep Trump safe. And if you catch feelings over that, don't ask me.
Or you're gonna get me banned.
Go tell the right wing. No, it's not us. The right wing says it makes him safer.
Yeah.
So go to complain to the right wing. And have them banned.
An armed society is a polite society. So if you literally believe that like more guns makes people safer, then why don't you want guns to be around Donald Trump? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm asking questions.
Yeah.
I hate guns. I don't want people to bring guns to any speech, okay, or to a Trump speech. But I'm just trying to help the right wing. The right wing says it makes Trump and all their speakers super safe for everyone in the crowd to be armed. So then anytime a right winger speaks, everyone in the crowd should be armed, according to right-wing ideology. So why don't you just live up to it? That's all I'm asking.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, exactly. This image is completely unrelated to anything that we are talking about.
So that's right before Reagan, of course, got shot, and Brady became, lost his, mental functions because he got shot in the head. I think one of the cops there died. And the right wing at the time was outraged. Now thinks, oh, thank God that mental patient had gun rights. And so he could shoot our president. He could murder cops. Thank God, they say, that he had his rights.
All I'm saying is that the biggest problem with John Hinckley was not like his mental faculties, or maybe his mental faculties, but he was using a 22. That's it. It's just, you can't be out here. Well, he's dead already. What are you shaking your head?
No, look, putting the rhetorical stuff aside. So on guns, have I shot him at a range? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Okay. Does that mean, because I enjoyed shooting in a range, we should load everybody up with weapons so all these kids can die, or we could have these school shootings? If everyone has a weapon, have you ever gone to work? Do you think everybody in your office was mentally stable? Have you ever been in school? Do you think everyone in school was mentally stable? I don't want everybody having weapons, okay? So I'm super clear. I didn't want Reagan shot. I don't want Trump shot. I don't want anybody shot, right? That's why I'm making a rhetorical argument about how weapons are really, really stupid and get people killed. And so they don't make you safer; they make you way less safe. And just
by the
ask
way,
Ronald Reagan.
and by the way, for the record, like when we talk about like mental instability, mental illness, remember, part of the reason why the male suicide rate is so incredibly high in this fucking country is because people use guns. Men happen to use guns to commit suicide more than women do. And it is incredibly effective. Okay, that's why almost half of the suicides that are happening are almost half of the gun violence, the gun fatalities in the country are coming from suicides when they use a gun.
100%.
There's plenty of people who probably in this community are like, yeah, I would not be alive right now if I had a gun, like with my own mental state, and that is, that's the reality. Anyway. So, we talked about Ronald Reagan. 19.
You want to go to Biden?
I want to talk about Biden, but before, Stephen Carter goes, so wait, are we defunding the police or disarming citizens? You can't have both.
Why can't I have both?
Because in his mind, this baboon still is operating under the assumption that, like, cops are, even after Uvalde, because he's such a bootlicking hog, he's still saying, like, no, cops are still protecting people and serving the community, actually, obviously. That's all they do.
Well, to be fair to Crowder, they are serving his community. He's now wealthy. And so cops are just there to protect property and rich people and themselves. So Crowder thinks, they're protecting me from, all the people I don't like black people.
Yeah, poor people.
Yeah, poor people for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, defunding the police is not the world's smartest slogan, okay? But it means to redirect some of the money to mental health services, which Greg Abbott and Ted Cruz claim they want.
That's a lie, though, of course, as we know, because they have time and time again actually defunded mental health services. Hello, Fiona. Fiona's here. and so is Murat, I guess. So yeah. Defund the police is only a bad slogan because no one actually backed it. No one in any of our institutions actually were like, let's take the time out and describe exactly what defund the police is. People got defund the police was a activist-backed movement that the Democratic Party not only, unsurprisingly, not take advantage of. It was real grassroots momentum, real mobilization happening. But the Democratic Party are such feckless fucking cowards that they not only did not take the time out to describe what this position is, which is supposed to be completely aligned with their agenda, which is like these incredibly expansive police budgets are not actually making people safe. What would make people safe is actually tackling crime at its root, which is socioeconomic conditions, and also offering better mental health treatment services, have more social workers working with people. Okay? Now, they didn't do that, and instead they actually attacked it relentlessly, so of course it was unpopular, and it's going to continue being unpopular. You know what I mean? Ethan got the double thumbnail on you? God damn it, dude. He did, didn't he? Fuck.
Sup?
God damn it. I lost this one. GG's. We need to talk about Uvalde. Oh, Philip DeFranco. He got one. There's one Ethan thumbnail. That's two thumbos, dude. Wait, what? Oh, that's from 3 days ago. Where's his latest? Why isn't it showing up? He had Ethan on 4 days ago. Sort by new. Why isn't it? It should be sorted by new. Yeah, it is sorted by new. Oh, boom. Ethan Klein bomb threat scandal. Oh, he put him twice. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That does not count for two. Hey, Ethan, I don't know if you're watching right now, but that does not count for two, okay?
What's up?
That does not count for two.
I could make an argument for two. I could really make an argument for two.
You guys are out here watching my favorite content creator without me?
Yeah, we are doing that. Wait, you want a mic, dude? Here you go.
All right, what's up?
Murat is here as well.
Power tools in the house. That's right, the right kind of power tools.
This is bullshit. He doubled up on the Ethan, dude. That does not count for two. That does not.
I'm telling you it does.
It's one story. You can't do that.
No, but it's so important. He got two out of it.
That's bullshit, dude. That is actually bullshit. I'm, flag on the play, okay? He copy-pasted it. It's the same photo.
Oh, I like what the chat was saying. Stop the account.
Yeah.
Stop the account.
No, that still literally counts as one. It doesn't count for one. There was so much real estate that he could have placed another head there, and yet I did not get that. So,
I mean, given your head is pretty small, it kind of would have been economical too.
Oh, nice of me to turn on the microphone so you can make these jabs. That's really funny, dude.
It's not really a jab if it's true.
I am going to use my small head to headbutt you, okay? And then you'll see how small it is. Oh, man.
Well,
the worst part
of smaller, that means it's a larger pressure, so it'll be worse.
You know what? You know what's funny? You should have sent a pig like Ethan too. No, you know what's funny? Like that gaslighting has like actually impacted my real world experiences. Like I find myself asking people if they think I have a small head, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Like they literally
let's
what?
be honest. Head to shoulder ratio is striking.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I have wide shoulders, but like no one is like, wow, you have such a tiny head in the real world. Except they will now say that because they're liars. But
No, but people will say. To be fair to you, people will say Jesus with the shoulders, right? So, and that does make your head look smaller. I do wonder what your head would look like on a regular body.
Is it true that
would it be like a regular head?
I mean, I know what my head size looks like because like I will try on beanies that normal human beings try on, and it doesn't fit my head. So like my head is not only
your argument is that you have actually a above average size head.
Because my shoulders are.
That's like the most shocking thing we've said all day.
Yeah, I don't have like an average size head. I have especially with my hair, I have a above average size head, but it doesn't matter because
of the shoulder ratio. That's fair.
Yeah,
I believe you. Anyway, believe all Hasans.
Get out the calipers. Yeah, we're going to bust out the calipers one of these days. All right. This Philip DeFranco thing was BS.
Can I say, I haven't watched Phil in forever, right? So when he does a thing like that, does he tut Ethan? Or is he like, oh, no big deal?
We can watch him. Cenk answers, who's the better piker?
Better piker.
True.
What?
Murat confirmed better piker.
Yeah, obviously.
What?
This is missing all context.
What? Are you serious?
I've been in mainstream media on this my whole life. I'm neutral to the pikers.
Are you
Murat and
joking
Hasan
right
are
now?
both lovely. Okay.
Are you joking right now, dude? What the hell? Hold
no,
on.
it's missing all the context. I don't even
Murat,
remember it.
look at the third camera right now.
Where's the third camera? Is this
Yeah, that's where it is. How does that make you feel, dude?
victorious?
That's
Dave must have said something about how Murat was better at something, and that's why I said it's confirmed.
Dude,
Yeah.
why are you talking about me on TYT? Like,
Yeah.
how does this context come up?
Well, dude, you're the most talked about brother on the internet.
That's true.
I can't say most talked about
More than
nephew.
Logan Paul?
He has he has the opposite of like the third Hemsworth brother effect, where like he's the cooler. He would be the cooler one in that situation. That is like not really in the spotlight.
He's
But
the
like,
third Watt. He's the fullback for the Steelers.
I don't know
What's the
anything.
initials on the third Watt? Or what's it? Oh, Derek Watt.
I don't like the pro know so much about football. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't either.
Bro, this dude is saying this definitely counts as 2. It does not count as 2. Stop the count.
Ethan, I'm on your side.
Can you hashtag that?
All right, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Stop the count. Stop the count. Yeah, Murat has stands. I don't know if you know this. You know what stands are, right?
Oh, stands. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Look at
Okay.
me.
So
Okay.
Murat actually has stands.
Well, he
straight
should.
up.
He deserves it for
Yeah.
the power tool community.
Yeah. No, they just
Power tool
yeah.
community.
Yeah, the old PTC. The PTC is huge on Murat.
Here's Hasan fitting hats so you can see his size.
One of these, dude.
Damn, brother.
Dude, you honestly look like that Kanye video.
God. Damn. Okay, we need to change the pants, though.
You think? Kind of ruined the Texas look with the pants.
Hell yeah,
And the
brother.
fanny pack.
Praise hell, praise Dale, brother. Okay, but yeah, we talked about Ethan. Do you want to watch Philip DeFranco and his take on Ethan? Stop, you beautiful bastards.
Yeah, let's watch his take. Yeah, this week.
Okay.
Trending online, and here's the rest of it.
So there was a
Sup, you beautiful
he just goes
bastards.
right
Welcome
into it.
back to the Philip DeFranco Show. It's
Why are you
Memorial.
leaving? Murat's
This
literally
is like
leaving.
what this
No,
is like
Murat-
the height of your.
No.
Bro, I
he's
already pre-watched this.
He's
It's all
leaving.
good.
He's leaving because he wants to watch it on his own. He doesn't want like outside.
We're gonna sully Phil's like.
he literally refuses to
Bro,
watch
I can't
me.
watch Philip DeFranco without pauses, okay? Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to watch it all the way through, and it's killing me.
Murat's been a long time like Philip DeFranco advocate, like sexy Phil era. Like Murat used to
Is he
literally.
not sexy Phil anymore?
I don't know. Is he still sexy Phil? No, he's just it's Philip DeFranco now.
Do you know why he and I apparently beef? Which I didn't realize we were even beefing.
The Webbies 2005, dude.
Murat knows.
Everybody knows.
Murat literally knows. Murat brings it up all the time, actually.
I didn't even know. It wasn't even directed at him. I was just like, I had a couple of drinks and I was like, fuck everybody who didn't win. I'm just kidding. And the
Ridiculous.
dude apparently caught feelings, but I don't even know if that's true. Maybe it's not even true
Yeah.
that he caught feelings over that. I don't
Okay,
know.
but you're still talking shit though. You're saying like he caught feelings. See?
But apparently,
That's
like,
why.
if that's true.
That's why you're keeping the beef alive. You're keeping the beef
am I?
alive.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm anti-beef.
Is Cenk doing all this so he can be in one of those
Cenk's
YouTube
not getting a
personality-
thumbo. He's not getting a
way,
thumbo. No
way
shot.
Would put me on a thumbnail.
He would
No
never
way.
fill you. No way he'd never fill me. I'm Philip DeFranco, and you've been filled in. Isn't that how he used to end it, Murat?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's the
Did
lore
he mean
master.
it as a joke or no?
No, he
he's-
was making sexual
Yeah, no,
innuendos
he meant
at,
it.
You know, the
He-
millions of people.
He meant
that
it
see
like literally, Cenk.
No, like some people are like from Nebraska and they don't know.
What? I don't know what you're talking
Are
about.
you
Okay,
hating
listen.
on-
Today it's a
The
weird
Cornhuskers
Monday
do that.
because the first story we're going to jump into today starts with the headline, Ethan Klein NRA bomb threat scandal. Ethan Klein, prominent podcaster, of course, very divisive. There are a lot of people that love him and there are a lot of people that hate him. And on his most recent episode of H3 After Dark, he said some things, and I'm going to show you what's been trending online, and then I'm going to kind of show you the more extended version, which I think is important because the whole video fucking got taken down. And so I'm going to show you pretty much
What is this? It counts? It does? I'm sorry, I don't make the rules? Yes, you do. You just made the rules. This is completely unacceptable. It does? I'm sorry, I don't make the rules? No, it doesn't. It literally does not. You can't. Dude, what?
Who are the rule? Who makes the rules?
I don't know. I mean, we just this is like a silly thing that we started. I'm gonna say so much awful things to get canceled now, so we can do like 8 Hasan photos in his
and with the size of your head, you'd have to do 8 to get to the same.
Are you? You're a 50-year-old man, dude. What is this? Stop memeing.
But here, see, with the love is back, I agree with Phil.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is unacceptable. Oh man,
Phil's an old timer, man. I respect old timers. He's been doing this a long time. I don't mean it like I'm the oldest old timer, right? And so I got respect for Phil.
I used to have respect for Phil. After this, I'm not sure if I do. Okay. Base Jenks. I don't know why he's saying Jenks.
Joe Manchin, I interviewed him once, and he wouldn't stop calling me Jenks. He's like, "Listen, Jenks, I understand, but Jenks, you got to understand this."
Jenks.
Yeah,
at least he got the J.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
instead of like Cenk Uygur.
Yeah,
like literally, every time someone tries to say your name, they basically turn it into like a hate crime. I feel like they're saying like,
I don't care at all though. I officially pardon you. Even if it's a hate crime, I pardon you. It's jank.
Wow,
it's
Jank
okay.
says
I don't care. I still don't know what it means.
It's too much.
Don't know what the
it's
meme
too much.
means.
You need to stop with this Morbius. Okay, I'm not feeling too morbed up right now. All right, let's watch
the whole section, but I will interrupt you to let you know, okay, this is what was trending online, and here's the rest of it.
So there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
So right there, that is where the clip that went viral on Twitter stops, which a number of people responded saying, hey, no, you're taking Ethan out of context, you're misleading the public because of what he said after. Though everyone has their own opinions on this, and I'm just going to show you and you can be your own judge.
Someone should bomb that building. Okay,
don't.
I'll roll that back.
Roll that back immediately.
Everything but violence.
It's rewind time.
Let me...
Like they make a joke about it.
I got a little carried away there. Nobody bombed the building. All right, I take that back. Thank you. It's
stricken from the record. That's like a legal thing.
Yeah, dude. No, Ethan Klein's foot soldiers declared jihad on the NRA, with peace and love. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Maybe with bombs and weapons. Peace and love. I was thinking like, how could I turn that into a classic? Yeah, he's you can hear it right here. He's love bombing. But
So
no
it sounds
love
like he's
bomb.
going to support him. It sounds like Phil's going to support him.
Yeah, no. Ethan declares a fatwa on the NRA. Oh, I love that.
I got a little passionate there. Let's roll it back.
How do we go back in time?
Rewind time. Yeah, let's protest that building. Let's bomb it with emotional protest.
A love bomb.
In Minecraft.
Let's love bomb it.
Let's love
Oh
bomb.
my God, they're saying
what
it.
did I say?
You said love bomb.
Yeah.
The love was silent.
Right.
Kill him with kindness.
Let's fucking kill everyone in that building.
Let's just end the show.
Let's fucking bomb that.
This isn't joking about it.
Wait, I was gonna let me finish.
All right. Sorry.
The way you cut it made it sound way worse. Let's fucking bomb that building with kindness and love and peaceful protest. Let's systematically execute every single one of those motherfuckers with protest and nastily but firmly worded emails to our representatives. By the way, I'm joking, no violence. Took it too far, tried to make the best of something I said. Please, thank you. No violence, thank you.
And all that is
No, this is the original video. They literally just cut it after he said someone should bomb that building. Immediately clipped it right after, and then they were like, "Whoa!"
Ethan was baiting them, so.
What?
No, he wasn't baiting them. He slipped up and he rolled it back instantly. That's like a lawyer in the courtroom saying, "Strike that from the record, Your Honor." He didn't mean it. That's it. And then he jokes about it for 20 minutes. It's the most obvious joke of all time.
Yeah. And the funniest part about it, of course, is that like every single conservative has said like regularly like way more violent shit than that, specifically when they advocate for like America's endless imperial expansion or the unjustifiable violence that like black people and poor people and brown people are subjected to, the unjustifiable violence in the form of like systemic oppression of LGBT members, like that stuff is done in the civil way. Obviously that's civil. So they're saying, like John McCain, remember he said bomb Iran, like on the campaign trail. What happened then? It just doesn't matter because those people are not humans, okay? Those people in the eyes of the mainstream media, in the eyes of the Republican Party, are not actual human beings, so it doesn't matter. You know?
And they actually did it to Iraq.
Yeah, they did do that. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it so much
They'll
worse.
do it to Palestinians tomorrow and then pretend to be outraged by a half a second joke. How about the actual dead people? Never outraged. How about Yemen? Right?
Nope.
No outrage.
Nope, doesn't matter.
How about the butchers in Riyadh and how they butchered one of our journalists? No, they don't care.
I mean, there's also like real violence. Like Donald Trump flexed on assassinating a dude in Portland by using the marshals. Like he literally was like, yeah, he shot someone, a big, brave, beautiful patriot prayer boy or something. And then, I sent the marshals after him and I told him, kill the crap out of him or whatever the fuck he said. Like,
and about the so-called terrorists in the Middle East, he said we should kill all their family members. Imagine if Ethan had said, not only kill everybody at the NRA, which he didn't say, but kill their family members. And he wasn't joking because Trump wasn't joking, right? But the right wing says it. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, free speech. Yeah. Oh, yeah, violence is awesome. By the way, 40% of the Republican Party now says that it's time for violence. So 0% of the left says that. So
remember when Trump said to bomb their historical and cultural landmarks?
Yeah.
Is that a war crime?
That's what Taliban
that's
does.
terrorism. That's like literally like there is no better definition of like actual like terrorism as a designation is a political tool that's used towards like denying habeas corpus from brown people for the most part, right? But like that literally unironically fits the most universal definition of terrorism, which Donald Trump tweeted out. So, but it was patriotic, so it doesn't matter.
Essentially the core of this story. There are other aspects that some people have talked about, like Ethan Klein saying he hopes Greg Abbott's wheelchair hits a rock and he falls out. But 99% of the conversation...
Oh, no. Republicans being like, that's ableist, sweaty. Greg Abbott might not hear that, but, I will, okay? Okay, dude, well, you're a fucking piece of shit hog. Like, what do you mean?
It's such an obvious joke. I'm not debating jokes.
No. It's ridiculous. Like, no. They weren't saying that that's a uncalled for like act of violence against Governor Greg Abbott. I think they're saying that like that's ableist.
Oh, whatever, man.
Dude, no. It's my favorite thing is that like Republicans are the exact same pussies that they were fucking crying about in like 2016. They are literally worse. They're worse pussies. They can't shut the fuck up. They literally...
They love being victims.
Oh, no, I didn't realize Pro was
heard
here.
a million times.
Okay, well, Pro, don't say any of those bad words that you heard from me, okay? All right, good. All right.
He's laughing in the background.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Like, the Republicans are so much... I mean, God, they just spend countless hours fucking crying about this stuff.
No,
like,
come on. Right wing is bitches. You know it. They cry and cry and cry. It's their favorite hobby. Oh my God, somebody said happy holidays to me instead of Merry Christmas.
Yeah, they've been like losing their minds over like Starbucks coffee cups and shit.
Right
so, like,
wing is the weakest people on the planet. They're so
That's why they
weak.
need their fucking
They're
guns,
so
dude.
insecure. They're like, oh, somebody hurt my fifis.
Yeah, no, that's why they need their guns. They need like, that's why they're gun sexuals, dude. They need it. They need that shit,
Yeah.
The G in LGBT stands for gun, brother.
Watch.
Why can't we have pride for guns? Gun pride. Okay. Let's continue.
I've seen online is about the bomb stuff, and now I've shown you the core of it. You have the clip that's been shared, the fuller extent. Though, understand, there are people that are angry at Ethan that have seen the full video. With the people on that side saying, no, Ethan just caught himself. He was trying to kind of like fix the situation because he said what he said. It was more about trying to fix the situation so he wouldn't get into trouble. But you have others saying, no, he obviously said something in the moment. It was a stupid joke. It was a bad joke. He fixed it. He made clear no violence. And at the end of the day, it comes down to what you individually think. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this story. Now, that is not where the story ends, because like I said, the video got taken down with Ethan Klein actually confirming that. Tweeting, conservatives got triggered over jokes I told and mass reported me. I got banned for a week and the episode was removed. And adding, if only they cared about dead kids as much as they do jokes. So I want to say sorry. Sorry, y'all are such pathetic snowflakes. Fuck the NRA and fuck Abbott. And going on to tweet, I want to make it clear that I don't advocate for violence of any kind. That is obvious to anyone that watched the segment and not just the 10-second clip that was used to misdirect attention. Republicans are now the party of dead children, and nothing can misdirect away from that. All that being said, I have never received so many death threats and anti-Semitic shit in my life. A lot of conservatives really, really, really hate Jews. But yeah, like I said earlier, I would love to know your thoughts on this story. Whose corner are you in? Why not? Let me know. Also, with this story initially coming...
No, if that's all he said, that's useless. I got to be honest.
Oh, come on, dude. That's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. He gives you the news. That's it. He doesn't take a stand on it.
Wait,
but like,
what did you want him to do, Cenk?
I want him to tell us what he thinks. What's the point of the show if you don't tell us what you think?
no, he's just covering.
I mean, that's like mainstream.
Bro, why
media.
do you assume that every show on the internet is TYT?
No, I mean, I don't know. Every
Get him,
show,
Murat. Get him, Murat. Get him.
No, doesn't every show... why am I watching a show if you're not going to tell me what you think?
To get informed about what happened.
Okay,
Well,
that's
guess.
it. It's
Okay.
gauntlet time, dude. Okay, Murat, go ahead. Go ahead, Murat.
that's
Get him.
it.
Get him. Get him. Get him.
That's all I have to say.
No, you got more. Come on. I just put the
Wait
soundtrack
for the music,
on.
though. Wait for the
Yeah.
music.
Okay, cool.
All right, what else, Murat?
Get me.
That's it, dude.
Talk about it. Speak
Yeah.
on it, King.
No, sorry, I haven't
Speak on it,
watched-
King.
I haven't watched Phil in forever. And yeah, this whole he said, she said, I don't know what to think. It's not for me. It's not for me. It doesn't.
Well, yeah,
he
you
does
started
great.
an
He does
entire
great.
Internet
Yeah, he does great. He wins all the
phenomenon.
time. Yeah, and he's got
based
great
on your
news.
opinions.
Yeah, I got you, but I don't get it. I literally don't get it.
Okay, debate won by Murat. Okay, there you go. TKO.
Okay, there you go.
Cenk admits he doesn't
Bro,
get
do you
it.
ever open the
Like, I don't
dictionary
get,
and
like-
go, oh, I don't get it. They're telling me things.
No, like no, but like Anderson Cooper, like okay, babies were murdered, but I have no opinion. Well, I have an opinion. They shouldn't be murdered. What killed them? The guns killed them. I have an opinion on that. I
I think he does that, but like when it comes to this sort of stuff, he just like never gives a position.
Also,
I
this is a
understand it.
minefield, right? And I get his desire to, engage in the internet drama.
Like I'm sure
for
if we
clout,
watch the rest of this, like he
but
would probably give his
also,
opinion on guns. You know what I mean? Like not on the culture stuff, but like if we watch the rest of this, I'm sure he would probably gives his opinion on like this situation.
From the conversation about reactions to the shooting and misdirection being a part of the conversation, we should definitely talk.
But I'm not going to watch the rest of this because there is more stuff to cover. But more importantly, the top of the hour ad break is here. At the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. That's the most pressing issue. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month, or you can get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's the 1-minute ad break right now. Thank you, NX Live, for the 10 gifted subs. Boom. Why doesn't Philly D call for a protracted people's war against the NRA? I don't get it. Yeah, why does Philly D not declare jihad on the NRA? Bill Vaughn, thank you for the 20 big ones. Jeem State with a 5. Do your guests get to hear the sound clips you play for entertainment, like the music you just played for the Gauntlet? Yes, I do. Yes, they do. Ethan actually sent me. He said Cenk is. Oh yeah, he said Cenk is so. He's saying you're right. Okay, never mind. I'm not leaking.
Okay.
The guy Pat, thank you for the
Ethan,
10
I didn't see it for whatever it's worth.
Okay. Ethan has a funny clip that he wants us to watch, by the way. He's banned on YouTube, but not banned on Twitch. If he wants to come on the broadcast, I told him,
Wait, so he can't even show up as a guest on YouTube?
He can't. No, when you're banned from YouTube, like he can't, unless you're Keemstar, you can't. I mean, he doesn't want to violate his ban probably because he's probably in good graces with the YouTube overall, so he doesn't want to fuck that up. But if you are banned on YouTube, he can't like use his own personal channel. You know what I mean? And upload clips. Little Bear 36, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Dynamic Jep 13 for the 5 gifted. Soft Shell Krabby with the 5 gifted. Thank you. The guy Pat with the 10 gifted. But anyway, let's watch Ethan's like funny clip that he sent me real quick, and then after that we'll talk about Brandon seeing a chance of rational Republican approach on guns. Yeah, you can only see this if you are completely brain broken. If you already have holes in your brain, okay? Your brain is no longer cheddar, it is Swiss cheese. There's no, like, I just don't like being cucked all the time, dude. Like, I'm kink shaming the Democratic Party, okay? I'm fucking kink shaming the Democratic Party. I'm sick and tired of being cuckolded by our representatives, by the people that we vote for. I despise this reality that they've created where they constantly go, why can't the Republicans do the right thing? Like Chuck Schumer was saying, or Chris Murphy gave an impassioned speech on the floor of the Senate where he's like, I can get some Republicans on the line right now for reasonable gun control. Bro, get Joe Manchin on the line, dog. Joe Manchin is like, yeah, nah. I mean, I know I've like advocated for gun control in the past, but like this time is a little different. Like we can't go too far.
Every one of those Democrats in the Senate, with the slight exception of Bernie Sanders, are useless. Chris Murphy, I'm a big gun control guy. Are you? What have you done? No, it's a literal question. What have you done? You say you're going to get Republicans on the line. Republicans, who cares about what they're on the line? Can you get their votes? If you can't get their votes, can you get Manchin to end the filibuster? You can't. So you're useless. So don't tell me about how much you're doing when you're literally not doing anything. Did you put any pressure on Manchin? Did you put pressure on Republicans? Did you name names? No, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. And he's the biggest gun control advocate on the Democrats.
Yeah,
like Biden.
Because Sandy Hook, because like he was in Newtown.
Yeah. No, you know what he's doing? I'm going to be honest with you. Like mainstream media reporters never honest with you. Chris Murphy is owning that issue. So Chris Murphy thinks that's a political advantage to own an issue that a lot of people are animated by, and on his side is super safe, and he knows they're never going to do anything about it, so he's going to own that issue for the rest of his career and milk it. Oh, dead children. Yay, I'm the advocate of dead children. Are you? Are you? Because I would love to give you credit, but you have done absolutely nothing, and you're not going to do anything. Are you going to call out Manchin? If you're not calling out Manchin, you're totally, utterly useless, and you know it. So don't come to me. Biden, what was that headline? Show me that headline one more time on AP.
It was...
Biden sees chance of rational Republican approach on guns? No, seriously, fuck you. Seriously? I mean, if you think that, you're really the dumbest person in D.C. If you don't think that, you're messing with us. There's dead kids on the ground, and you're messing with us? Oh, I'm going to wait for the Republicans. You think that's funny? Is that funny, Joe Biden? Or are you really that And I'll say it to anyone. I'll say it straight to his face. Are you that stupid that you think the Republicans are going to do gun control?
No.
No one's that stupid.
No, here's the thing. No. They think we're that stupid.
Exactly.
And they think they're like, oh, come on, I'll just say
And if you
this.
watch MSNBC, you probably are. You probably think Biden's is gonna bring around the rational Republicans any second now.
Yeah. Biden visits Uvalde as the DOJ announces the review of how police responded to the attack. This is different than what the Biden White House was originally saying, that they were not even going to do a police investigation, which blew my freaking mind, dude, okay? Absolutely mind-boggling to be like, no, we love the boot. We love the boot. Oh, come on, Jack. I love our cops. They did their best. You know, they just put 19 children's bodies on the line there, and that's what they did. It's all right when they did that, okay? That was good, actually. And now, at least after the thoughts and prayers Mac attack, at least the DOJ is now reviewing how police responded to the attack. They're probably going to find like a scapegoat, maybe, and eviscerate him ruthlessly. I assume maybe like a cop will, seppuku, eventually in this process or something. And then we'll do national mourning and prayer for the brave boy in the blue that actually ended up, taking his own life or something. And then we'll do like a $7 gorillion campaign, or we'll immediately pass in the name of the cop who did the Sudoku, the $7 gorillion fund the police PTSD fund. So when they do end up killing, unarmed children over and over again, they can at least get like further funding. It's just the most protected class in this country. Okay, politicians and cops.
ACAC. All cops are cowards. They're trained to be to care about themselves more than to care about the citizens and more than to care about your kids. Imagine if a fireman, Murat was a fireman, right? He volunteered at the fire department down the street from us in Jersey. Imagine if they taught the firemen, hey, you're more important than anybody else. Don't rush into a burning building. You might die. No, we would never tell the firemen that, but we tell the cops that all the time. Your life is more better to be judged by 12 than carried out by 6. Every cop has learned that slogan, and you know it. If you're a cop watching right now, you know you've heard it and you've said it. What does that mean? That means just kill him. Who cares? We're going to get off in the jury trial anyway because the media has totally rigged it in our favor. The entire system is rigged in our favor. Just kill them.
Yeah.
And rather than risking your life for a split second or even risking a hangnail.
They teach them. Yeah, no, they teach them how to mag dump. Your life is always more important. You're not actually protecting and serving. Let's be real. But the real interests that they're protecting and serving are not that of the citizens that they're supposed to be protecting and serving, but of capital. That's their main. That's the first line of defense. That's why they need to be brutal. They need to be ruthless as long as they're being ruthless and brutal towards their enemies, okay? Towards the enemies of those who own capital, towards the wealthy. They will be ruthless and brutal when they are, busting through a picket line. They will be ruthless and brutal when it comes to absolutely just melting homeless people, okay? They will be ruthless and brutal when it comes to separating the poor from the wealthy when shit hits the fan. That brutality is a part of their existence. That brutality is expected, and as long as it's being pushed towards those who society has declared deserving of such brutality, then they will continue to be this unaccountable 87% Republican murder brigade that is not heavily trained, but certainly heavily armed. You know?
Yeah, they're not born cowards. They're taught cowardice. And right now, if there's like aggro right-wing cops watching, I guarantee you what they're saying is, oh, I'd love to see these guys in the street. You know why you would love that? Because you have a gun and you have a badge, and you'll kick the shit out of us with no justification, and because you get off on that. An even fight you would never, ever want. You had an even fight in Uvalde, and 19 of you sat outside. Okay, it wasn't even a fight. It was an even fight. It was 19 against 1.
Well, you know why?
The guy got so bored, he started playing music.
You know why? AR-15 is a scary weapon.
Yeah, well, then why don't we ban it?
No,
if the
we
cops
can't.
are scared of it, why don't we ban it?
No, we just can't. No, one of the greatest, I guess, wake up moment for a lot of people that I saw on the timeline, which will of course inevitably change when the mainstream media also does defense for the police after the events that I am predicting will occur, is the reality that like cops lie all the time. I know this. You know this. They have a term for it called test-a-lying when they're lying on the stand, right? Cops, notorious liars. Cowards, domestic abusers, but certainly notorious liars. Now, we know that already, but mainstream media acts like that's not the real thing, and that's why they reported unconditionally what they were saying from the jump. And when it was held up to like even a fraction of national scrutiny over the course of the past 2 days, or over the course of the past 4 days, 5 days now, immediately they had to change their story as they desperately tried to find a narrative that was like appropriate in another incident where they just simply didn't do what they were supposed to do. Universally agreed upon. This is the one time where you're supposed to do the murder. Okay? Dude's walking into a school with a AR-15. He's shot at people. 9/11 calls are coming in. This is it. You're supposed to do the murder there. That's why you are here. That's why you're heavily armed. That's why you got 40% of the entire city's budget. That's why you have armored personnel carriers. That's why everyone is fucking kitted out with a Kevlar vest and an AR-15 with like optic scopes and shit like that. That's supposedly the reason why we have to venerate our police officers, right? But in the one instance where you're supposed to do the murder, you're not doing the murder. What the fuck?
Yeah. And look, let me tell you something generally, both about this and overall. I sometimes have the zeal of the converted because I'm older than you, Haas. And so I grew up on mainstream media and I got brainwashed by them. And so when I realized that I'd been brainwashed, I got angry. For example, when I was growing up, I thought the cops always told the truth. Now, how did that get into my head? It got into my head through media. The media, not just like local news and New York Times and CNN, everybody kissing their ass 24/7. Cops. Oh, the beloved cops. The cops are here to tell us the truth. What's the real story, cops, right? But also TV, movies. The cops are always the heroes. They're always telling the truth, etc. And then come to find out, you live in the real world, and it's a joke. I mean, do you know a cop? Have you met a cop? And do they lie on the stand? They lie on the stand almost every time. Like, they're notorious liars. If you say to me right now, name a profession where people lie all the time.
Politicians and cops.
Easy. And what does mainstream media? And by the way, everyone knows that. Like the left wing certainly knows that. Right wing knows it too. Like you think, like right wing celebrates the cops lying, but they also know politicians are liars and cops are liars, right? Now you turn on mainstream media, and they will be outraged, but saying that all police are lying. How could you say that, our beloved? Because shut up. And they do it with politicians too. Oh, the honorable politician. What does Lindsey Graham think? Lindsey Graham doesn't think shit. Lindsey Graham thinks, where's the goddamn check? And if you're not covering it that way, you're a liar, okay? They don't have any ideas or ideology. All mainstream media is here to do is to gaslight you. That's it.
The official timeline offered by cops, the last official timeline offered by the cops, completely contradicts the original timeline that they offered because they wanted to make themselves look heroic. And everyone was like, dog, 19 children died. How are you going to try to make yourself heroic in this circumstance? It is abject failure. Like,
hide in shame.
Yeah.
Hide in shame.
Yeah.
That's your only option. Just move on. Hide in shame. Say you did
they're
it.
Gonna get fat.
Say you're
they're
sorry.
gonna get fat PTSD pensions, dude. They're gonna get workers' comp. They're gonna get the most protected. It's the most protected job. If you worked at McDonald's and you poisoned like 19 people, you would get fired. Okay. If you are a truck driver,
you were the CEO.
No. If you're like a truck driver, and even in a situation where it's like out of your hands, and you end up having like some kind of accident, you're still treated like a criminal. Cops are the only job where it does not fucking matter how many people you kill or how many people you allow to get killed or how many people you, like I said, personally murder. It's like, no, you're always in the right no matter what happens. CEOs too, you're right. As the president traveled to Uvalde, Democrats in Congress continued to push on Sunday for federal gun control legislation. Despite an uncertain path forward, the party controls the White House and Congress, but falls short of the 60 votes it would need in the Senate to overcome a filibuster by Republicans. Abolish a filibuster. It's inconceivable to me that we have not passed significant federal legislation trying to address the tragedy of gun violence, said, Chris Murphy. Yeah, is it inconceivable?
It's the most conceivable thing in the world.
Yeah.
I told you ahead. Well, look, when at some point I snapped. I forget if it was Sandy Hook, before that, after that. No, it couldn't have been after that. At least it's Sandy Hook. Where I said, look, just these politicians, I guarantee you, will do nothing. Just brace for impact. Your kids are going to be killed, and there's going to be a shooting near you. I don't know about the kids. That's not a guarantee. A shooting near you is an absolute rock solid
Statistically
guarantee.
speaking, yes, of course it's going to happen. We live in America, okay? That's just how it is.
A mass shooting near you, a massacre coming to your hometown, guaranteed. And at the time, people were like, oh, you're being hyperbolic. And now people write in all the time. They're like, oh, you're right. I had a mass shooting next to me. I had a mass shooting next to me. I had a mass shooting next to me. The politicians aren't going to do anything. Chris Murphy, his job is to collect checks by doing tragedy porn and not doing anything. Chris Murphy, fix it. Fix it. Why don't you challenge your own colleagues? The filibuster is not God-given law. It's not in the Bible. It's not in the Constitution. It's not in anything. Why don't you pressure Manchin to get rid of the filibuster?
And
so
even
you
the
have
original,
enough votes?
and the original iteration of the filibuster is supposed to be like one where you have to actually stand, not just claim you're going to do a filibuster and get away with like yeeting bills. You know what I mean?
And guys, the filibuster,
Well, we
they
can't
make
even change
exceptions
that.
for it all the time. You know
Yeah.
that for the lifting the debt ceiling, which would have crashed the stock market. Oh, they're like, filibuster my ass. We're just totally joking about the filibuster. They made an exception so that the stock market would be saved. But they won't make an exception for voting rights, gun control, etc. They're liars. They're all liars. Period. It's obvious. The only reason why not 100% of the country thinks that is because of mainstream media gaslighting. New York Times is poison. CNN, just toxic brainwashing.
Yeah. But he got wonderful coverage over and over again. Dan Crenshaw had really good takes on the CNN State of the Union. I love when they put Dan fucking Crenshaw to be
Toxic.
like, what do you think
Brainwashing.
about gun laws in this country? Like, I think it's ridiculous. But let's see.
What did he say?
Does anyone have the actual full blown clip of Dan Crenshaw? I forgot to cover that when he actually did that. Hold on, let's see. State of the Union. Let's see what Eye Patch Man had to say. Oh, he said guns in the United States are not a problem. Surprising, dude. So surprising. Oh man. Oh brother.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Here it is. Dana Bash talking to Daniel Jebediah Crenshaw. Okay, this coward.
And he's taking the lead on negotiations for new gun legislation. One option being discussed is a red flag law. I'm sure you know that Rick Scott actually signed one into law when he was Florida governor after the Parkland shooting. Would you vote yes on a national red flag law?
So he originally was a yes on the red flag law, which is why he actually fell out of favor with a lot of like the QAnon psychos. Okay.
Rick Scott.
No.
Dan Crenshaw?
Yeah, Daniel Jebediah Crenshaw. He did. I guess he, I
He's
don't know.
pausing for a long time.
Yeah,
there.
no, I think he couldn't see the repercussions that he would face from his base. What do you mean? What happened? What? What are you saying? I don't know. I wasn't trying to make a pun there. I don't know why you thought it. It's in your mind, dude. Okay?
I'm neutral.
Yeah.
No, I
Cenk
wouldn't.
DeFranco.
It's funny. Rick Scott cited the law. You would think from the trolls on the internet that I'm the #1 advocate for red flag laws. That's a bit of a myth perpetuated by my own side. Now, truthfully,
no, I love guns. Give every mentally ill person more weapons. Actually,
She says, "Shouldn't we do red flag laws?" And he's like, "It's a myth that I'm in favor of, but I hate them so much."
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Where I felt blindsided by that take. I mean, honestly, it's crazy.
I saw that one.
I think there's a lot of problems with red flag laws, especially at a national level. And when it comes to criminal law, that really should be democratically decided at the local and state level.
He's such a pussy. This is why I love Dan Crenshaw. I mean, I despise him. He's despicable. He's horrible. His district literally looks like his eye patch because it's so gerrymandered. But the thing it does.
I don't. No comment.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say his district straight up. Okay. Anyway, it does. It does. I'm right on it. I don't give a crap if you don't see it. Okay.
And all gerrymandering, which, by the way, the Democrats didn't do.
Yeah. So the thing I was going to say about it. I always say Dan Crenshaw is despised by the Republican Party because he is literally a pussy ass lib. Okay. I don't know why I'm saying this silently because Pro's right there. He can hear me regardless. But yeah. Am I wrong? I mean, come on, dude.
Look, pictures speak for themselves. I don't have to comment on it. Cenk DeFranco, you guys decide in the comment section.
Okay. So anyway, he is yeah, he even has the strap, dude, behind the head. Okay. So
hey, by the way, if they don't like that joke, they can go and change the gerrymandering and give us rational districts. The gerrymandered districts cause African Americans to be greatly, disproportionately underrepresented.
Yeah.
And that is a 10,000 times bigger problem than Dan Cranshaw's eye patch. So if you caught feelings over the eye patch joke that Haas made,
I was not making a joke. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, just about, or the observation that it looks like his gerrymandered districts. You should be way more upset about the gerrymandered districts, but no one in the media will be because they don't care.
So anyway, they like his own side, as he also admitted, hate him for this. And also because he's a huge lib. What do I mean by this? He does the classic, like, I'm the adult in the room, sweaty stuff.
Yep.
Where, like, he'll go to a town hall and someone with, like, a, 10-gallon hat will get up there and be like, Congressman Dan Crenshaw, when will you assassinate Nancy Pelosi? And he'll be like, actually, we have laws for a reason, and we can't assassinate Nancy Pelosi. You need to sit down, sweaty. And then they're like, oh, you're a pussy. Like, they hate him because he's constantly telling his voter base that, we just can't do these things that you want me to do. Whereas every other Republican in that situation would be like, I'm with you, brother. Yeah. Like, you got Lindsey Graham saying Lindsey Graham is kind of a pussy lib too. That's why they also despise him. But basically, that's what it is. Like that's why he constantly finds himself in the situation where like people get mad.
But even so, you have to
so
look
would
at
you
these and
support
wonder
one-
what the actual.
Would you
purpose
support a
is.
red flag law in Texas?
Well, no, and here's why. Because what we're essentially trying to do with the red flag law is enforce the law before the law has been broken. Now, that's a really difficult thing to do. It's difficult to assess whether somebody is a threat. Now, if there's such a threat that they're threatening somebody with a weapon already.
So you don't support it. Enforce the law before the law is broken? What do you mean? Like, so that's the only time when red flag law should be enacted is like when after some psycho murders 19 children? Yeah, they did enact that then, technically, because he's dead. But in other mass shooting incidents, they enact a red flag law technically when he's done with the crime, and then basically he goes to jail. So
look, Dana Bash so far, perfectly good question. She didn't do anything wrong. But when he gives that answer, her follow up should be when you talk about mental health being the actual problem and not guns, you're lying. Isn't that correct? Congressman Crenshaw, you just said we shouldn't do anything to prevent people with mental health issues from murdering people. That's the red flag says, hey, there's a red flag here for a reason, right? And you're saying we should ignore that, so you're never allowed to talk about how mental health is a problem in regard to guns. I just want to make that clear, Representative Crenshaw. Now we can move on. Will she ever do that? No, she has to get him back on the show, so she needs access, so she'll never, ever ask him that question. I don't know. Look, maybe she asks him in the very next question, but I guarantee you she won't. I can guarantee you ahead of time.
yeah, it's whoa. This is actually a good take from David Hogg. The Texas shooter and the shooter at my high school both waited until they were of legal age. Don't tell me these laws can't do anything. Both were under 21. They aren't criminal masterminds that have deep connections to the black market. They're basically kids. Yep. So clearly it's stopping 16-year-olds from being able to purchase it legally to do like the unjustifiable acts. So clearly, maybe red flag laws would help, but we can't do that.
So look, everybody's gone through this.
Dude, I'm ableist. Yeah, 100%. I'm ableist when it comes to the president. I think the president should not have holes in his brain. Sorry. If you're doo-dooing your diaper every day, you should not be the president, straight up. And I don't mean ableist like, Greg Abbott shouldn't be the governor. I'm ableist because Greg Abbott is a demon, a psychopathic demon who has no moral system. I'm not ableist because he's in a wheelchair. Do you know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that sort of stuff. I'm the other kind of ableist, the good kind, okay?
Isn't that obvious? Are we really having a conversation about this?
No, I just like to point that out.
Feinstein has dementia or Alzheimer's, obviously.
Yeah.
Everyone acknowledges
that's
it.
ableism.
Right. No, whereas Max Cleland used to be in a wheelchair, Greg Abbott's in a wheelchair. Who cares? Why would you FDR was in a wheelchair. Why would you discriminate against that?
Yeah.
I would fight you to
no,
the end of the earth
I'm a
if you
white hat.
discriminated
I'm a
against
white
that.
hat ableist. Okay, I'm a
Right.
white hat ableist. I do ableism for good. Okay.
Yeah, but you need a functioning brain in
Yeah.
order to be in government that is governing things.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm a white hat ableist when it comes to guns. Okay, sorry if you have literal. Look, I'm gonna straight up say it. If you have a mental illness, you should not be able to get a gun. Not only because it'll stop you from effectively killing multiple people, but if you have a mental illness, you shouldn't have a gun because you're gonna kill yourself. Statistically speaking, you're definitely going to do that. Okay, it's for your own fucking safety. If you're blind, you can't drive a fucking car. That's not ableist. If you're mentally ill, you should not have a gun.
Have you ever met anyone who's mentally ill? I have met people who are mentally ill. The very, 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 very last thing I would give them is a gun. And if you think, oh yeah, I found a mentally ill person let me give a specific definition, who is detached from reality. Okay.
And by the way, people are like, mental illness is a spectrum, not a box. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up, dumbass.
Yeah. Look, I know.
I'm not saying if you have ADHD, you can't have a gun. Okay, shut the fuck up.
I know someone who thought he was the Prophet Muhammad. Okay. He is not the Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad died 1,400 years ago. I would not give him a gun. And if you would give him a gun, you're also crazy.
Yeah.
You should also check yourself into a mental institution. And I would not give you a gun either.
I
would ban it. I would hard ban on that.
Yeah. Anyway,
and I know I'm yelling at some on the left there. Like, oh, no. Just because somebody's detached from reality doesn't mean you should take away their rights. No, it does. It means you should take away their rights to a gun
The funny
and to
thing
drive.
the funny thing is like this is a leftist community, right? Like there's plenty of people in here that like recognize that they have diagnosed mental illness. Like there's people who said I'm schizophrenic and I literally got rid of all my guns so I don't hurt myself. There were people in here that were saying if I'm depressed, I have clinical chronic depression. Like if I had a gun, I would not be here right now. Okay,
100%.
And that's the thing. Like obviously, you know who would do a better job of this if we had red flag laws and you had to undergo a psych evaluation. That's it. You undergo a psych evaluation along with at least three character references that will be legally culpable if you do actually end up engaging in some kind of gun violence or gun crime. Okay, and then boom. There you fucking have it, dude. There you fucking have it.
Look, they don't want a psych evaluation if we're being realistic because it would eliminate a ton of the right wing. Hey, do you think there are Jewish space lasers? Yeah, I do. Okay, you're eliminated. Oh, no, it's not fair. Well, dude, you're a lunatic. There are no Jewish space lasers, and that's not what starts the forest fires. You're detached from reality.
What?
What if there was Jewish space lasers starting?
Okay, dude. All right, let's continue.
Well, then
with
they've
this.
already broken the law, so why do you need this other law? That's the question that I think critics rightfully ask about these things. And so it's really unclear, one, how they're properly enforced, how due process is adhered to, and then ultimately how they even solve the problem. You know, because these things have to be reported for them to actually matter. You know, and in this case, look, you have a troubled teenager who did some very...
Dude, there's no way to fix this. There's no way to institute mental health evaluations before purchasing a firearm. We can't do it. Oh, wait. Every other fucking country does it, dude. How do they do it?
Every country.
Well, they don't have the Constitution, brother. And the Constitution is my Bible.
And universal health care, same thing. And mainstream media, same thing. They can't figure it out. How does every other country do it? Oh, no, it's not possible. How are you going to pay for that? I don't know. It costs half as much. Well, okay. How are you going to afford $20? Okay, well, this thing costs $10. You can't afford it. I already paid $20.
Yeah, no, that's like leftists when they say like, oh, you're just trying to take away guns from the poor. It's like, no, dude, I want poor people to be able to kill themselves too if they're mentally ill, okay? No, that's why I want to make sure every poor person has a gun so that they also too can enjoy the fun of getting shot in the fucking face by their 5-year-old who doesn't understand what they're holding on to, okay? It's so sick. Suck my dick, Twitter leftists, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Strange things. I'm
sorry.
You know, shooting at people with BB guns, cutting himself, saying crazy things. Does this reach the level where you involuntarily commit him or take his property? Because
Yes.
the thing is those
Yes, it does.
those things.
Yeah. Look at that analogy he gave. Oh, you know, this guy's detached from reality,
Bro,
mumbling
this
about
guy-
things that aren't true. Does that reach the level of taking his gun away? Yes. Yes, it does.
It does.
Easily.
And also, has this dickhead ever talked about like civil asset forfeitures? I think not. Has he ever talked about like your wages being stolen from you by your bosses? No. Of course not, because those are things that actually matter. But those are things that would hurt the current hierarchical order that he is greatly benefiting from. Okay? Oh, the civil asset forfeiture in the form of guns. Like, oh, shut up, dude. Yeah, that's the one time it's acceptable. Okay?
That this teenager was doing could be applied to quite a few teenagers.
Right. I mean,
and they shouldn't have guns. What do you mean?
I mean, that's a lot of mass murderers that might not get to mass murder.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's you know, perhaps that's the most frustrating part about this entire process is when they say like, when they openly state that this is a matter of convenience. It suits the material interest of the gun lobby and the gun manufacturers. So like we never even think about it, but it's actually just that. I like guns, I like shooting guns, and I do not want to be inconvenienced by a background check and like perhaps not be able to own all of these weapons that I want to own.
By the way, it's like we all know why they say that, right? It's they don't actually care about the inconvenience. This son of a bitch gets paid by the gun lobby, okay? He's been bribed to tell you horse crap, okay? So he thinks if there's no background checks, well, number one, you'll be able to get guns easier. Number two, bad guys will be able to get guns easier, and they'll kill people, and that'll panic everybody, and they'll buy more guns. So this is a giant gun-buying criminal political enterprise.
Yeah, they don't even
and then they
hide
share
it.
part of the loot with people like Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah, they don't
the
even
gun
hide it.
manufacturers
They
that
don't even
funnel
hide
the
it.
money to him. He's a criminal. He's a criminal that gets people killed for money.
Bro, they don't even hide it. Look at this, by the way. First of all, if you've been in this community long enough, you already know, obviously, that I've talked about this a million times over, but like gun sales go up in the aftermath of mass shootings because people are genuinely terrified that they're going to take this gun away. So I got to go buy my gun immediately. You know what I mean? But this is probably one of the grossest versions of that, where like they actually are quite literally like trafficking the starter kit. Hey, are you an incel? Are you do you hate women? Do you think there are Jewish space lasers because like your congressperson told you that that was the case and you've been going and frequenting the weirdest forums on the internet? Well, guess what? You too can own the exact same weapon that this mass shooter used 3 days ago. They did that. The banned guns giveaway. The NRA currently promoting the specific gun model used to murder 19 kids and 2 teachers at Uvalde as a part of a banned guns giveaway, along with 1,000 rounds of ammo, dude. How dope is that?
I'm going to say something super random. The guy who tweeted that, Christopher Ingram, I don't know if he's still with the Washington Post. He's one of the few really good reporters in mainstream media. I don't know why he's been allowed on there for years, but he will write.
Well, it says ex-WAPO.
There you go. Not allowed.
Well, he was at the Brookings Institute, too. That's not great.
Yeah,
anyway.
no. But you read his pieces, they are nothing but factual. It's like a ray of random sunshine.
I'm following him now. Good.
Yeah.
There's some good
He's
good
the one that
reporters.
looked up and he's like, oh, yeah, it turns out the Hillary Clinton voters voted against Barack Obama at twice the rate that Bernie Sanders voters voted against Hillary in 2016. He's the only one that wrote about that in mainstream
That's
media.
why he's ex-WAPO now.
Yeah.
No, I like Dave Weigel's good. Whoa, what's your beef with
good.
Brookings? Dude, what the neoliberal think tank Brookings Institute? Like, what do you mean?
There are no think tanks.
I hate the Democratic Party's operations as well, just as much as I hate the Republican Party.
Now there's like 1 or 2 progressive think tanks that are okay and barely hang in there because they can't get any money. But outside of that, 98% of think tanks are not think tanks. They're propaganda machines. Their job is to literally produce propaganda for pay. If you hear it from a think tank, there's a 98% chance that it's manufactured horseshit meant to deceive you.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
There's a big gulf, I think anybody would argue, between committing somebody and allowing him to buy a weapon of war legally in Texas. I mean, if you, and if you change the law,
this gets to a solution.
say,
Weapon of war. I also hate that designation. Like, it is true, it is a weapon of war, but they're like, they always come out and they're like, no, this weapon was created so you can murder brown children overseas, not our children here. Duh. It's a weapon of war.
Agree
anyway.
on that.
Minor thing, but it just pisses me off.
Well, so maybe a solution we could agree on is improving our background check system, because look, again, he went through a background check. So the problem isn't that a red flag law could have solved this. It doesn't seem clear that that would have happened. The problem is that the background check didn't capture the full story of this person. And so look, the Republicans are the ones that proposed and passed the Fix NICS Act. Republicans have proposed the 21st Century Fix NICS Act, which further improves the system. It's the NRA that actually advocated for background checks in the first place.
He's talking about the Mulford Act. He's talking about the one time the NRA was actually advocating for gun control and eliminated constitutional carry because black people were demonstrating their constitutional right to open carry in the state of California. Oh my God. What a fucking piece of shit, dude. I mean, listen, dude. Hindsight is 20/20, but it clearly doesn't mean it's 20/20 in the case of Dan Crenshaw, it seems like, because, he totally just fucking flubbed that one. He was like, yeah, the NRA was pro-gun control. Oh.
So this is where Dana Bash has to interrupt and say, wait, did you just say the NRA is in favor of background checks? Because they most certainly are not in favor of background checks right now. Are you referring to something from 20, 30, 40 years ago? Why would you bring that up now? Is that an attempt to deceive us?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me, is the NRA in favor of the background check that is currently being discussed? Is it? It's not. So why did you say that? But they would never do that.
Because look, gun owners
would
do
you
want
expand it? Would you make a
law-abiding
universal
citizens to have
background
guns.
check?
Say no. Say no, pussy.
Well, no. So people have to understand what universal background checks mean. That means that I can no longer sell a gun to my friend.
It doesn't mean that at all.
Wait, first of all, it should mean that. You shouldn't be able to just sell a gun to your friend, dog. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't think that you should. What is this like? Oh, no, I'm I should be able to sell a gun to my friend. No, you shouldn't. You should not be able to do that, dude.
So what it means is have reasonable regulations. The regulation is not, okay, one page, you're not allowed to sell guns to anyone without blah, blah, blah. So they do have exceptions in universal background checks. But if you're just talking about a rando friend, you can call anyone a friend. So yes, no, we would regulate that because every single black market guy would then say, oh, I sold it to a friend. We met a minute ago and we were soon became friends, and then I sold him the weapon. That's a giant loophole, and he knows it, and that's why he's doing horse crap.
It's also
again.
wild because like you can't sell cigarettes to a friend. You know what I mean? You can't sell Lucy's.
Yeah, by the way, you can't sell your car to a friend without regulation.
Yeah.
You have to transfer the paperwork.
No, it's just,
right, and you have to go through certain regulations. You can't just say, "Oh no, my friend gave it to me 12 years ago." No, the cop's like, "Where's your registration?" Wait, that's not your car, right? But with guns, the most dangerous thing there is, they're like, no regulation, just pass them around and hand them out. Why? Because they get paid. They get paid. Look, basically every politician you see fighting against gun control on TV is a prostitute.
There's nothing wrong with sex work.
Yeah, no,
He's wrong.
I got you. But they don't sell their bodies, which there's nothing wrong with. They sell their souls.
They're trafficking in bad ideas.
They're don't make me say the worst words. Okay. You know what they are.
Anyway, all right.
Neighbor, let's say her husband is gone for the week and she wants to borrow my gun. That would make us both felons. That's the problem with universal background.
Yeah, no, that's great. You should. You are a felon. You should actually go to jail in general because you've violated. You have. You should go to jail. You violated the vibe check. I think you should go to jail. Okay, straight up. No, you're fine. You can use it like over here.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just giving.
Oh, all right.
He's keeping it from the biggest league.
But kiddo, watch outside then. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a sex worker. There's everything wrong with being a politician. Okay, straight up.
Background check.
Here.
And the people who are least likely to adhere to universal background check are the criminals who intend harm. So again, it's an outcome problem. I don't
Okay, so
necessarily
maybe
have the
not in
outcome
those.
people think they would
Right.
have.
I understand there's so many real world scenarios that are hard to police, so to speak. But about the gun show loophole, that's a very.
Oh my God! Why is she conceding? Like, no.
No, because their job is to make Republicans look reasonable. We're having a reasonable conversation.
Dude, when you hear this in the immediate aftermath of like 19 babies being massacred, like, how are you not going to get passionate enough to like slip up and say some shit that will get you definitely banned for at least 7 days on YouTube? That's my point. Like, to bring it back to that same perspective that we were having a conversation around, it's like, how? Like, you have the libtard here, okay, also operating basically in line with the other libtard on the right, okay, the Republican libtard. And they're like, how does this not piss you off? How does it not frustrate you? How do you just see day in, day out, like ineptitude from the Democratic Party and just absolute parasitic, vulturous, monstrous behavior from the Republican Party, recognize that your vote doesn't fucking matter, and not get at least pissed off? I mean, you should be furious. You should be disgusted. This is disgusting. This is completely inappropriate.
The mainstream media legitimizes Republicans all the time.
He's at the State of the Union.
They take an insane position they have, and then they debate it. They treat it as super legitimate, and they're like, "Oh, we're just having a conversation. Should we allow massacres every single day or not? Okay, or pass a tiny, tiny, tiny law that might prevent 1 out of 100 massacres." And that's a limited Overton window in which we operate because of mainstream media.
The solutions aren't obvious, even if we pretend they are, but we must try. Let's start with the TAPS Act. Maybe also implement red flag laws or gun violence restraining orders. Stop them before they can hurt someone. That's what he said in 2019, and now he's saying this in 2022. Why? Because he got fucking cumstered. Okay, no, he's not here anymore.
Yeah, and of course I didn't mean prostitutes earlier. I meant the politicians are whores. It's just that my kid was in the room.
He is. Well, there's nothing. You're slut shaming now, and there's nothing wrong with being a whore. As long as you're, delivering joy to people instead of
and they deliver a lot of joy to donors. To be fair to them,
and gun owners,
and they
Unless
do it
those
for
people
money.
are just like straight up evil, like the gun manufacturers and also other capitalist power centers that they are LARPing for, or they're advocating for.
So yeah, and look, Dan Crenshaw in 2019 said something that was 2% reasonable on red flag laws. And what happened? This is another thing that you'll never, ever hear in mainstream media. It's that the right-wing voters are vicious.
Yeah.
It's not just the politicians. So the right-wing voters were like, how dare you? That doesn't allow us to murder people enough.
No,
you must murder more.
What's the cliche? Republicans are terrified of their base, but Democrats despise them.
That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Anyone
Republicans
can
are
tell you.
terrified of their base. Democrats despise their base. Okay, that's it.
And then, by the way, when we like despise them back 1% of how much they despise us, what does the media do? Oh, outrageous radical progressives, not satisfied with nothing. Oh my God, they're so radical and terrible. You should hate progressives. Okay, shut up.
Yeah, it's despicable.
Real situation that happens
Well, that's
on a
the same
regular
thing as the
basis.
universal-
People buy a gun at a well, no.
Right.
I mean, it's
No,
a
there's nothing
specific
particular about a
example.
gun
If you're at a
show.
gun show and you buy a gun,
You can't even concede on the
should
gun
there
show
be a
loophole,
background
dude.
check
What a pussy.
involved in that purchase?
Well, there is. So there's nothing particular about gun shows that actually there's a loophole for. When people say the gun show loophole, they're talking about private transfers,
sellers.
which gets back to the universal background check debate.
Yeah,
there's
he
nothing
doesn't want-
specific
but-
in law
which he's
about
also
a gun
against.
show that allows people to do more
So,
things
what's
than they would
up?
otherwise be able to do. Dealers at gun shows make you go through a background check if you buy a gun.
Congressman, let's get to a couple
Do
of
they?
other issues
By the
because
way,
there's so
do
many
they in reality?
potential solutions, and I want to
Yeah,
hear
sure.
other ones that you
No, they're just
potentially
private. Dude,
agree
they're just
with.
selling to a friend,
One
dog.
is
What do you mean?
raise the minimum age to purchase a firearm to 21 years old. The shooter in Uvalde, he was only 18. The Buffalo shooter was 18. Sandy Hook shooter was 20 years old. Parkland was 9.
I love this because they're basically saying like, yeah, we should just do college shootings. Like, we should only allow shootings to happen in college rather than in high school and elementary school. 21-year-olds should be able to do it.
But this is the most minor thing you could possibly do. Hey, let them buy a gun when they can buy a beer. Like, a beer is more dangerous in the state of Texas between the ages of 18 and 21 than an AR-15. It's obviously absurd. So let's see what he does. My guess, we don't know. My guess is he's going to blow gun manufacturers. I am curious as to whether the gun manufacturers, when they bribed him, also demanded that he lick a body part of theirs. I'm just curious. I'm asking questions.
He's a bootlicker.
Let's see, but
19
I don't
years
know.
old.
Let's see what he says.
Should you be 21 to buy a gun?
Well, I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, should 21 be the age that you're an adult? As a society, we do have to decide when you're.
Should it be?
Oh, libertarian Andy. I think age of consent laws are arbitrary. I'm just going to say it. As you guys know, I'm a libertarian.
In other words, you're against all gun control because you get bribed to be, just like we told everybody. We were right. Mainstream media having a legitimate debate with you, who already sold out his positions and probably licked the crevices of your donors, is not a person to have a debate with. Why don't you fuck off already? But go ahead.
Yeah, I love the argument. Like bad guys will still get the guns. Okay, bad guys will still get the guns. Like, laws don't stop people from getting guns. It's like, okay, laws don't stop people from murder.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
by the way, that means congratulations, pro-choice movement. We should have no laws banning abortion because people don't listen to laws anyway. So what? So then don't have laws.
Well, unironically, that is actually like you have full control over your own body. So yes, that literally does happen. Laws actually can't stop people from getting abortions because people have miscarriages all the fucking time.
But they can't stop you getting from property. Like, you can't buy a car without registering it.
Thank you. Exactly.
You can't buy a house without going through a certain regulatory process.
Yep.
So we can ban you from having property depending on the circumstances, but we can't ban you from doing certain things with your body. Like Ben Shapiro says, don't ever masturbate to porn. But you actually can't ban that. And the proof positive is his entire audience.
An adult, and right now we technically say
You're
18.
saying
Well, look,
they
I'm not
jerk
very
off?
impressed
Ben
by our
Shapiro's
current
audience, a bunch of coomers. Is that what you're saying?
swath of 18-year-olds and their maturity level. So maybe we should have that conversation. But then it has to apply broadly. It has to mean that you are not an adult until 21. And then, what happens then when we see a 22-year-old commit an atrocity? Are we going to raise it again?
In other
Are we
words,
gonna
no
raise
gun
it
control.
again.
That's what we thought.
Wait, what? But like, there's no other issue where you're just like, dude, we just can't stop it, bro. Like, we just can't stop it. Like, that's such a fucking dumb argument, dude.
What if you see a 22-year-old and he's having a beer,
Yeah, I just like we just can't. We can't stop it, dude. I guess we just shouldn't do anything about it.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
By the way, marijuana is illegal in the state of Texas. They think marijuana, a joint, is more dangerous than an assault weapon. They have literally lost their fucking minds. If you believe that, you are an idiot and know nothing. Okay, so but we take it as perfectly normal. Perfectly
the question
normal.
you always have to ask whenever people do the slippery slope is that, like, okay, do you advocate for abolishing the age for guns, like gun ownership? Is that what your advocacy revolves around? Do you believe that we should abolish the age for gun ownership then? Should a 12-year-old purchase a gun? Should a 14-year-old purchase a gun?
That's their argument.
I mean, what's up? Well,
why 18?
Actually, we shouldn't do that because he's going to say yes. But
they would. But look at their pictures. Look at the Christmas picture we saw.
And,
show Lauren Boebert, like 4 or 5-year-olds with guns. Like, oh, yeah. Next thing. Anyway, all right.
At a certain point, we have to ask ourselves what our limiting principle is. As far as that age
Well,
limit.
I mean, the
truthfully,
teenage
the vast majority
the
of
NIH
these
has
horrible
said that the
shootings have been
teenage
caused
brain
by an older person.
isn't finished developing until mid-20s. There's medical studies that show that the teenage brain just isn't fully developed.
That's true. And does that mean that I think it's 26 actually. And so does that mean you're not an adult until 26? I mean, I think I was on my second deployment by then. So, I was
using my guns to kill brown children, effectively and efficiently. I mean, at that point, like, bro, we know your brain didn't develop, okay? Whether you were 26 or on your first deployment.
Yeah, newsflash, still hasn't happened.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if... I don't know. There might have been additional things that happened that maybe impacted his brain development, but
hard questions.
What do I know?
And we're grasping for an answer because this is an atrocity that really hits our hard.
Congressman, I mean, I'm guessing there are a lot of people out there watching this, hearing you saying no to a lot of the solutions that people are talking about. So what I think people want to know is, what is the solution? What would you agree with? Because the way that the answers are coming out now, it's that nothing's going to change. And I don't think people here in this community and across the country want to hear that after their babies are being massacred by these guns.
Well, I think what needs to change is the things that would have the most immediate and succinct effect and tangible effect on these things. And
make schools a hard target, okay? Arm every teacher with a gun. Arm the babies with guns, kindergartens, okay? You have to make it as scary as possible. To what happened to his eye? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I have no idea what happened to Dan's eye.
That's actual security at a school. So it's not as if Republicans have never proposed anything. Again, I went through some earlier, the Fix NICS Act, the 21st Century Fix NICS Act, which was a new proposal.
Nobody knows
looking
what
at the Stop Violence in Schools Act. That one actually put resources towards schools, towards school resource officers, increasing the penalties for straw buyers.
Why not do both? Why are they mutually exclusive? Why can't you secure schools and other...
So the Fix NICS Act is the Republican gun they're claiming that they're the ones who actually want to take ownership of the gun control argument, and basically what they're doing is they want to fix the background check, of the National Instant Criminal Background Check System.
I guarantee you they want to deregulate it rather than regulate it.
Requires federal agencies and states to produce national criminal implementation plans focused on uploading all information to the background check system showing that a person is prohibited from purchasing or possessing firearms under the current law, holds federal agencies accountable if they fail to upload relevant records, not the not the manufacturers, or never the fucking salesman, and never the private salesman, but maybe we'll attack the government agencies. Reward states who comply with their NICS implementation plans through federal grant preferences, reauthorizes and improves important law enforcement programs to help state governments share relevant criminal record information with the NICS, creates a domestic abuse and violence prevention initiative. By the way, I agree with all of these. Mm-hmm. This is not a bad concept at all. Initiative to ensure that states have adequate resources and incentives to share all relevant information with the NICS, provides important technical assistance to federal agencies and states who are working to comply with NICS record sharing. Okay? This, in and of itself, is not a bad thing. It's just the problem is this does not even solve a portion of the problem. And for the Republicans that always, you are correct, Toyota Echo, for the Republicans that always fucking say, well, none of these laws would have stopped the shooter from, getting a gun or whatever the fuck. Well, neither does this, okay? Neither does the Fix Nix Act. Okay? DJ Computer, if you send me your fucking TikTok one more time, I am going to literally put you on a spaceship to Mars, okay? I don't want to watch your TikTok. Please stop sending me your personal TikTok that you made, okay? I don't care. Stop. Yeah, free Mars trip, Pog.
If we can't ban under 21-year-olds and people with significant detachment from reality mental health issues, and we can't do normal background checks, not ones riddled with loopholes, we're not. Those are bare minimum before you get to actual gun control.
The bill amends the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act to require each federal agency, including federal court, to certify whether it has provided the National Instant Criminal Background Check System disqualifying records of persons prohibited from possessing a firearm. By the way, they talk about domestic violence tracking, but then you would have to disarm half the fucking police if you stop domestic abusers from using a firearm, which I'm in support of. I do want to demilitarize the police. Gun control means gun control on the police as well.
So I'll say one last thing, and then I probably should get going. Assault weapons, the AR-15s, etc. There is absolutely no reason for anyone to own them. They are not for hunting. I know hunters. If you bring an AR-15 to go hunting, you're a clown of all clowns. You're an embarrassment to all hunters. Okay, so
they're not for home protection either. They are actually really bad for home protection because you will blow through multiple walls and actually end up, hitting your fucking neighbor who's sleeping next door.
Let alone your own kids in your house.
Yeah, that
it is
too.
The worst thing for self-defense. We're going to spray and pray inside your own home, you jackasses. Okay, so no, the only reason to own an assault weapon is to murder people and to murder a lot of them quickly.
But they are fun to shoot.
Yeah, they're fun to shoot. You can have them at gun ranges, and you can't take them out of gun ranges. Otherwise, absolutely, they should be banned. All of them, easily, not close. And if you own one, you're unhinged, and you're a danger to everyone around you, including yourself.
Yeah. AR-15 platform with a 5-round mag required for hunting is, stupid as fuck. Biden talking about caliber size. Biden's full quote on 22 versus 9mm ammo. Dude, this is my favorite thing, by the way. Whenever people talk about this, nothing riles up the gun weebs, the gun sexuals, talking about the distinction. Yeah, the distinction between certain things, certain rounds, certain calibers, or calling a fucking magazine a clip. Yeah. They literally will have an aneurysm. They're I know more about this than you do, which means I should be able to have an artillery. Okay?
Women know more about their bodies than you do, so why don't you shut the fuck up about that issue?
Yeah, but
according to your own logic.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's if you know that much about guns, you probably shouldn't have them. Okay, that's my take. The more you know about guns, the more you want to shove a gun up your asshole. Okay, the less you should have a gun. Sorry, it's just I'm punishing you. Vibe check. No more guns for you. Okay. The 22 caliber bullet will lodge in the lungs and we can get it out. A 9mm bullet blows out the lung out of the body. The idea of a high caliber weapon. There is no rationale for it in terms of self-protection and hunting. Oh, brother, they're going to get so pissed. I can't wait for people to say that this is completely unacceptable. Well, the only thing that this is going to do is actually fucking, blow up the sales of the 9mm bullets, by the way.
By the way, if you're a gun dude, just don't. I don't want to know. I don't care. I don't care the difference between a 9mm and a 22mm. Oh no, but my millimeter is longer. Okay, I don't care.
We're introducing legislation to implement a national freeze on handgun ownership. What this means is it is no longer possible to buy, sell, transfer, import handguns anywhere in Canada. Prime Minister Trudeau, 2 years after banning 1,500 models of assault-style weapons.
Yeah. All right. And what happened? Oh my God, Canada is no longer free. They don't get to murder people anytime they want.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's
people are now literally thinking about moving.
It's my God-given freedom. Also, look at this. Look at how adorable this is. Apparently, in the eyes of these fucking freaks in America, these hog freak fucks, dude.
Hey, what's your name? Maverick? That is awesome. How
Maverick? Oh my god, dude. You should literally. Some of these parents need to be neutered, okay? before they become parents.
Hey, everybody, remember public service announcement, spray and neuter all right wing. Oh, he said it, I can't believe he made a joke about us. He made a joke about us.
I'm doing eugenics, dude, okay? Well, the only, exclusively, the one mental deficiency, which is being a right-winger, that's the only time I think it's appropriate.
I mean, look at these psychos where they think it's perfectly normal to have like a tiny little, what is he, 3 years old? Oh, that's where the trigger is, Johnny. Now, remember, when you have a gun, when you see a gun like this that we're obviously going to leave in our house totally unguarded, because that's what 80% of us do, remember, this is where you pull to kill everyone, including your sisters and brothers.
Someone say, imagine naming your child after a softcore gay porn. Top Gun is literally that. Oh, so yes, Pro's not here. We're good. Okay. Top Gun is that, for the record.
old are you, Maverick?
Bro, I can't wait to see
He is 4 years old. Show me what you do with the gun. Do it again.
Lunatics.
Bro, this is so
Lunatics,
funny.
man.
No, it's awesome. Like, he's going to kill his dad, and fuck it. Like, at that point, fuck it. You deserved it. Like, literally. When this kid murders you, okay? When you're the dad of this kid, and this kid fucking blows your freak fucking brain all over your fucking eat, pray, love Michael's ass background in your fucking ugly ass apartment that you could buy a much nicer one because you spent all your fucking money on the murder weapons. That kid, you're going to deserve it. You will literally deserve to be fucking murdered by your child. You did that. Okay?
It really disgusts me. And so I don't want those, I don't want anybody harmed. I don't want those right-wingers getting shot by their own kids. I don't want any of it, okay? But when we try to help them, these mentally deranged people are like, no, I have the right to have my son murder me. I have the right. Here it is, Sonny. Here, learn how to murder people, okay? He's a kid. He doesn't know. And he's going to be traumatized the rest of his life if that accidentally happens, which it happens all the time. No, man, I'm really safe with your guns. Dude, your IQ is 20. You're not really safe with your guns. Okay, you're the least safe people in the planet teaching a kid to do that. Child Protective Services should definitely go and talk to that family. They should have a very serious conversation. And if they see any guns lying around that aren't in a safe, they should definitely take that kid away. And I feel terrible about that. But his parents are lunatics.
Oh, can you put it back in?
This is the culture. This is the culture of murder from the right wing. Murder Incorporated.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Bro, someone just said gun groomers, straight up, dude.
Exactly.
The real fucking
nice
groomers
job,
are like,
commenter.
yeah.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
Whoa.
They're just grooming for murder, that's all.
That is adorable.
Poor kid.
No, this is like, it's Allah's toughest soldiers, dude, getting the fucking hardest battles. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta.
If you showed this, that's a great point.
Sometimes you gotta fucking pull a Boko Haram and utilize the tiny children. Okay, that is the greatest way to do it. Okay,
No,
that's
you
what.
show that.
That was an
no.
Afghani child.
I swear to God, if you showed that same exact video, but you put a lady in a burqa and you put a Muslim-looking kid, and you showed it to the right wing and said, "Look at these monsters," they'd be like, "Look at these Muslim monsters! Look at what they're teaching their kids!
Yeah.
We should kill them all!" Oh, and then you say, "Oh, kidding! It was actually you guys." They'd be like, "Oh, goddamn right, man! Yeah, I got my rights.
Yeah.
Teach my 3-year-old how to murder people. I got rights."
That's why I was against Coney 2012. Okay, I think it's bullshit that they tried to stop Boko Haram from arming children. They have a constitutional right to fucking carry. Okay, I'm just saying, it's the truth. It's
Dan
their
Crenshaw.
Why can't Nigerian babies have why can't Nigerian babies use their right to bear arms, brother?
Take it up with Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go, man.
Okay.
All right.
Good
to see you.
Thank you for coming on, Cenk.
No problem. Good to talk to you guys. Good comments.
I hope you enjoyed that. That was good. Here, that's
Promises to Keep by Joe Biden.
This is the Cenk's book. He brought it here. He loves
I
Joe
read
Biden
it all the time. I'm like, oh my God, what promise is he gonna keep?
Yeah.
Oh, it turns out it's empty. Oh, funny.
Yeah. The promises that I keep are the top of the hour ad break. At the top of the hour, every hour, there's a 60-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, folks. For $5 or for free, you can get a free Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. where you know, you can use that on your favorite streamer, your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that person is me. We are going to continue looking into all of this fucking madness, obviously. So you know, no TYT shout out. Yes, you can find. At this point, if you don't know where the fuck Cenk is coming from, I don't know what to tell you. Yes, Cenk is not only my uncle, but also the founder, I guess CEO technically, and the commentator of the Young Turks. Here, I gave him a shout out. I don't know when they're go live, but I'm sure I used to work there as well. So